injury. There's Issa. Those motherfucking Lalafell laughs are something, I'll tell you what. And we are live. Let me pull out the chat. Ray, good to see you, glad to have you. Jellybean, Lolly, lots of lurking because of bad pain. Ho! I'm sorry, Jellybean. It seems like a lot of people are having a little bit rough, whether it be mental or physical today. I hope you get some rest, and I hope that this will at least provide some kind of distraction. How do you manage to find the stream? Oh yeah, we explained that. Des, you over there with the hyping. Trevor, good to see you, glad to have you. Also, Des, good to see you, glad to have you. Over 10 minutes till it starts, then I'm gonna do stuff around the house. Hey, Ray, what's the general theme for the vid? Should I worry about Stormblood and Beyond spoils? Eureka, it's in the title. Just talking about Eureka. Issa, good to see, glad to have you. Jubilant, good to see, glad to have you. This is what you get when you keep changing your name. Last I looked in the game was Archivist Graha. Yeah, though his Discord name is the Lenvelos, yeah. Willow, good to see, glad to have you. Silver Garaku, good to see, glad to have you. Finally, something I can listen to while I farm a bunch of stuff for MindQuest. Dude, I will gladly be second monitor content. We are doing Eureka today. So we're going to be helping people who are low level, or, you know, maybe we'll have some people team up with they're higher level. We are currently on Crystal Curl at the Tea Tree if you want to join us, and if you would like to join us, we may hang out at Hingashi for a little bit. Don't forget that we also have a raffle that will be going on for those who are in the chat or playing with us today. So, then we'll be raffling off a copy of Chronicles of Light, which is a copy of all the short stories up to Stormblood. So is Mia someone we know, or is that just a random here with horns doting on everyone? Because at this point it's Limsa. Who the fuck knows? Finally something. Okay, Sky sung steps, so gotta get a bunch of collectibles for pickaxe. Oh yeah, yeah. So when I switched from male elves into female elves in Isidoril, I didn't quite go for them. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and head over to Hingashi. If Mia is someone who wants to join us, they can whisper me. That's my girlfriend, stay back. I wasn't around for the Circle of Caring. I mean, like, I kind of was, but I was also mostly mortified and focused on my thing. Actually, do we have a full party? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we have a full party anyways. Okay. If you are going to Eureka, head on over to Kugane. Professor, good to see you, glad to have you. Would join, but I'm severely waiting till after my vacation to start Stormblood. Well, to be fair, Trevor, you would have to finish Stormblood anyways, so that works out pretty okay. Quinn, good to see you, glad to have you. Eureka plays like FF11. That is the best shorthand I can think of to explain it. Basically, don't die or you lose XP. I mean, also, to be fair, that's just like, I shouldn't say archaic, but the older MMO design broadly as well. Your EverQuests and your all that jazz. But yeah, don't worry. We'll do Eureka in the future if you want to join. Also, there's always looking for group feature in the Discord, which if you have not, go check out our Discord. https://discord/Eorzean archives. I think I got it. Probably missed something. You know, I don't know if it's because I came in at the tail end of Stormblood, but I don't ever feel like I've spent as much time in Kugane as I should. Ray over. All of you guys actually using the Aetheryte rather than running over. Okay, let's see. I mean, technically we're on the same map, so we should be good. Also, let me, just so you know, guys in voice chat, you're welcome to start talking at this point. Like if you have questions or want to chat about stuff. Because we are in voice chat for those who are going to be in Eureka, so if people have topics of conversation and or questions and or just want to make fun of me, which I know that inevitably some of you will, they are able to. Okay. Let us head in. We need to go to Animos, because that is the first map. Tam, good to see you, glad to have you. Still sick but feeling better? Oh, Professor, I'm sorry you were sick, and I'm glad you're feeling better, though. It's that late fall time where the sad starts kicking in and the illnesses start spreading around. Okay, so we have at least one who's brand new. That's Willow. Oh no, not Willow's not brand new. She's 19. Oh, it was just the loading cutscene. Okay. Death's at 2, Small's at 4, Ray Ray's at 7, Jade's at 7. Issa's at what? 1. Okay, so Issa, Willow, and V. Can you stand with me, and then all of the rest of you guys stand together? Because I want to try to think about the best way to break this up. Because for Issa, so Dest, Small, and Issa, why don't you guys go with me? And then we'll start you guys off doing some of the lower level stuff. Then we'll have, since Ray Raid and Jade are the same, Ray Raid and Jade, why don't you go with V and Willow? Because you guys will be able to take care of most stuff. Wait, why am I all the way back down to 20? I was at 50. Man, I forget what happened. But anyways, it'll be fine. I wonder if it happened during the stat squish or something. But the sync. Oh right, because on Animos it gets synced down. Thanks for a reminder, Issa. So we'll do that because the thing is we don't want to like make it so the level 7s have to go with the level with the lower levels. Also for the higher level groups, at least one of you guys should probably be a healer to make sure people are okay. So I'm gonna be our sage. So can I get? And also, we also are gonna have to break up groups at a certain point. You get synced elemental levels based on zone. Yeah, I forget that every time I head into Animos. Animos lecture level. I need you to Eureka soon. Gemini, good to see you, glad to have you. Yukio, good to see you, glad to have you. I'm close to finishing the variant dungeon entries. Nice. It's good shit. So then that means I'm taking Small, Dest, and Issa. You guys on me. We're gonna start here on the coast, and what we're gonna start by doing is finishing off those guys. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on trying to complete our challenge logs first and foremost. Yeah, that should be right. Technically, there are a couple places you can go, Jade. But yeah, that should work. And we will try to do. Here, actually, I need to break party because we have to break party in order to get XP, right? I'm gonna leave, and then I'm just gonna watch over you guys. Make sure to watch your guys' XP. Make sure, I forget if, as long as you guys are the same level, if it's okay. Okay, where's Small? Oh, there's Small. God, Small, you're so small. So yeah, just keep killing water guys for a little bit, and we'll get you guys your thing finished up. You need to finish Eureka before I move on to Shadowbringers. Know that you don't have to, but if you want to, definitely it's worth your time. Especially if you really like the elemental armor, which if you don't know what that looks like, I can show you in a second. Actually, since you guys are grouped up.
Who's going with me?
Willow, you should be with V and the level 7s. Unless you want to go solo and you want to go...
Yeah, I'm heading north with, I think, Ray Ray and Jade right now to that spot she linked.
Oh, alright, so you guys will be okay. Because I think to get to level 20, there's like a little pocket in the east.
Yes. Yep, that's one of the better ways to do it, for sure. I don't want to... Oh, come on. I can't look at my glamour plates, though? Okay, well, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to pull it up anyways. So, the elemental armor... So, well, one, if you like relic weapons, the relic weapon system is, for Stormblood, is effectively tied to Eureka. But the elemental armor for Final Fantasy, this is some of the, this is the elemental armor for tanks. Here are all of them. If you really like this aesthetic, the way you get this is from Eureka as well. And it was especially before the Abyssos armors, some of the only glowy armors in the game.
If I hit stuff, are y'all getting XP? I don't know if I should even hit anything.
If you're in a party, you probably not.
I haven't been getting XP for some of these fights.
So what I would do is go ahead and leave the party.
Okay.
And that will, and then like, and I will be watching over you, to make sure that you don't go down. I will also be trying to watch over Hisa as well.
Like
But yeah, you
Jade,
should basically.
Jade or
Okay,
Ray,
yeah.
can you confirm if you got XP for that since I hit it?
Yeah, I think that. Okay, I'm getting XP now.
Sweet. Yeah, I forget what the exact way it works is, but as long as I'm here to like heal you guys, it shouldn't really matter too much. I'm pretty sure it's like when you do with Blue Mage, right, where you want to make sure that you're variable, different levels. Okay, I have to finish Eureka before I move on to. Okay, just you have to, or you won't let yourself forgive yourself, Professor. Yeah, no worries. I guess since also because Isa's tanking. Yeah, you have tank stance on. As long as I guess I keep you up, you'll be okay. Challenge log. Make sure to watch levels. Also, if you don't have it up already, make sure to check out your challenge log to see if what elements you need to kill in order to finish off your challenge log. Now, it's also important to remember that your challenge log it has to be 2 levels below, no more than 2 levels below you. So you want to try to focus on enemies that are within your level range, within about 2 levels below you, I guess, effectively. So, middle one looks vaguely Garlean. I mean, I guess. I mean, I feel like it looks armory, but I don't know that I would, because Garlean actually has like specific, imagery associated with it. Like, if you look at Garlean armor, like for instance, the Garlean eye imagery, specific like lines and trends, and it actually doesn't go necessarily tend to, I guess it's not entirely. It's not like it's not Garlean. I guess you could definitely, with a couple of additions, make it more Garlean. That's for sure. Demands, good to see you. Glad to have you, by the way. So this is the closest thing to Garlean armor we can get. No, because there are a couple of other things in the game, like especially for some other places. But I guess if you want to be the absolute like closest, I guess the thing is, if it fits your sensibilities of matching the closest Garlean as you can get, then yes. The judge armor from Boja is also Garlean-ish. Yeah, I mean, like you even look at Gabranth, right, and how his armor is basically one of the judge armors as well. The judge armor is interesting because it is very Garlean-esque in one sense, but again, it also has those design elements that I was talking about removed from it as well. So it's really more that it's ornate armor, and in and of itself, that tends to be associated with Garlemald because you don't see that as much elsewhere. I guess that's kind of what we're going for. My inner completionist won't let me. Yeah, I hear you, Professor. The thing I'll say is I did all of Eureka alone, solo, in like a week. So like Eureka, and that's like the worst possible way you could have done that. And this was in the lull, like this was like during like 5.2 or 5.3, where no one was fucking in the right mind was doing Eureka. So, you know. I think it's the ostentatious helmet that makes me think Garland. Yeah, exactly. I think the ostentation, you're right. Like that element of it is a very common motif of the Garland armor. Yeah, I saw someone bust out a lime green elemental maiming with the newest trial scythe. Well, I guess that makes sense with the the coloring of the trial 4. Yeah, it might lack the specific design elements of Garland, but its shapes, etc., are kind of Garlean. Yeah, I guess. Well, like let's think about that, right? So if we look at that and we compare that to let's pull up like what are some preeminent examples? We got like Xenos armor, Gaius armor, Hydrus armor, Gaius and Bales armor. Because because Van Hydrus actually forgoes the like eye elements that you see so commonly elsewhere. So like, so like that even harkens more onto it, right? But it almost looks like a carapace if you like look at You know, it has this consistent, you know, element that you also see in Ultima's design. So if like you look at Ultima, what's interesting to me about Ultima is if you look at it, it actually, let me make sure that no one's dying. I think everyone's okay. Small or Issa or any of you guys, if one of you guys are starting to be worried about getting hit too hard, let me know, so I can make sure I don't miss out on hitting over you guys. But if you look at Ultima, it's supposed to be Allegan, but like its design sensibility, literally even where the Ultima, the Heart of Sabik sits, is that same like Garlean eye aesthetic that you end up seeing all over the place. It's hidden here with Van Hydrus, but you know, Xenos has it as well. You know, he has it, you know, both in the chest and then also on the arms and stuff upon the eye. But yeah, there's this very like carapace kind of good thing going on, whereas when you look at the fending, right, it looks like very, I mean, even with some organic elements, it still like very much looks like armor. I feel like it's more formed fits. There's less of that, you know, breast, you know, it doesn't it juts out, right, with like some of the thorns and stuff, but. Lady, good to see you, glad to have you. The ultimate car boss. Yes, Ultima, the car of our dreams. It was by design? Yes. That's a great line from Varys. I love the way that the voice actor delivers that line, that revelation of like, oh, you son of a bitch, that was intentional? Yeah. Pull up the Andre. I'm level 4 already. Good, good, good. Okay, this is where this warrior went, but where did you guys go? There you are. I think that's you down there. Yeah, that's Dest, so. Hello, wish you all good luck and mega fun. Thank you, lady. Okay, so we got a level 4 Issa. Small's at 4. Small, you said you were getting XP, right?
Yes.
Okay, Dest is at 4. You guys are facing the right enemies. Let me think about, so we're mainly doing water and lightning right now. We're gonna wanna hit, there's earth nearby us, but those are level below, which means we're gonna move up to northeast in a little bit. Oh, by numbers, that's level. I don't wanna take you guys there, I'm worried about it. Do you guys wanna try to do a level 6, what is it? Oh my god, I'm worried at Nightmare. Is it Nightmare? Is it Notorious monster? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Notorious monster.
And everyone made fun of me for calling it Nightmare because I didn't play FF11. Well, if you want to, there is one due north of us. There is one, if you look at your map, you'll see by the numbers. But be very careful. You will get aggroed by other enemies, and you do not want to get by some enemies in the open world, and anything that is above your level will actually kick your ass, so be very careful. I'm going to follow behind you guys. To make sure that if anything does get dragged, snipe it.
That's what I do here. I just get in a fucking NM group and go ham.
Yeah, the problem is that only works if like you're a certain level, right? Because if you're level 4, there's a very you know, finite amount of notorious monsters you can actually encounter. But so the benefit of doing these notorious monsters encounters is you're going to need to do them in order to get items for the relic weapons or for the armor or so. Issa, don't take the aggro. You're not powerful enough.
Yeah, and the groups generally pull at 27, so.
Yeah. So Issa, did you pull on that? Is that why it started attacking you? Because usually you want to hold.
Void crack?
Hmm?
There's a void crack, apparently.
A what?
A void crack over yonder.
I have literally no idea what that is.
Look behind you.
Oh, well, that would help. Oh, that's just part of the mechanic for the fight. That's just he summons in some ads.
Oh, okay.
So the Wicked Puppet Master abrupt disappearance from this plane has left his insensate servant free to wreak havoc in its mechanical mind. So like it's tied to like multi-planar travel. Okay. So for those of you who, actually, Issa and the other crew, you guys may want to just go ahead and return rather than like risking. It'll be quicker to get back to the mobs that are at your level. Go ahead and return. It aggroed when I hit a different mob. Interesting. Okay, no worries, Issa. Is Pazuzu up? Pazuzu is not up. Everlark, good to see you. Glad to have you. And yes, Sage represents indeed. Kathra, good to see you. Glad to have you. Where are you hunting? We are in Eureka right now, which is the Baja of Stormblood. And if you don't know what that is, it is basically an instance zone that was one island split in 4 sections that has its own unique leveling system and a whole elemental shebang, and it's just its own thing. And if you want to get the relics and stuff for Stormblood, here, actually, I don't think you guys can get the whale without it being. Isa, are you with that? Coming with us? If you like your relic weapons, or if you like specifically the elemental armor, which is this armor, this is Eureka is the way you get it, as well as doing the Baldesian Annex. Remember, guys, if you're level 4, you need to be killing things that are at least level 2.
So, like, this
Otherwise-
is why I said to make room, because just from that monster, I have 30 lockboxes.
Jesus, I got, oh, I guess from that one I got 8, even because I got silver, because I'm on a healer, so I don't get a ton of prog for it. The downside of not being a party. Actually, I guess, Willow, are you soloing?
No, I'm in a farm party for
Right, but
NMs.
Right, but is it...
Yeah, nobody from our group is with me.
Is it, well, sorry, I meant more like, does it have room?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, there's one spot.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to, I could always join that too, especially while they're right now at lower levels. I don't think they... Issa's taking the aggro plenty well.
Okay, and let me talk to the lead.
Thanks, Willow. Notorious monsters will attack anyone below their level automatically. Yeah, so don't sink down until don't sink until you're ready to go for it. Why does this critter look like a Dark Fowls Gemini? So the thing is that a lot of Eurekan monsters, as well as I guess a lot of Bajan monsters and other monsters in like Endwalker and stuff, are asset reuse. So a bunch of them you may have seen elsewhere, and they're recontextualized, or they are given what am I trying to say? They are given a retexture or a palette swap. Is that the one from Shadowbringers, or is that a later one? Oh no, that's from fucking Phantasy Star. That's what I'm thinking about. You know, it's interesting. Maybe it's just because the aesthetic sensibilities are similar. Yeah, it was from Phantasy Star to Online too. Yeah, it's been so long since I was like, that hit my head. I thought you were referring to the monster that pops up in Shadowbringers. He just wants you to show you his void crack. Thank you, Demids. Yes, I'm sad that I could not oblige him in watching his void crack. It's okay if I wear the Eerie Witch outfit as Black Mage because the Black Mage artifact is not suiting my taste? Yeah. You don't have to wear, you can wear whatever the fuck you want. Welcome to Final Fantasy 14. Your glam is up to you. It's your glam, so you may well make it look however you think it looks best, yeah. The Black Mage looks too cringing for my taste, especially the Heaven's Word. What's Heaven's Word, Black Mage? Okay.
There
I'm
you
headed
go.
on.
I
Thank you,
I
Willow.
didn't know how to write your name. I was like,
No,
I,
no
I-
worries.
I gotta look that shit up.
No fucking worries. I'm on my way over to that. For Small, Dest, or Issa, the second you guys are needing me to come heal, though, let me know and I will come right back over. That should probably happen depending on how careful you are. That will start happening probably roughly in the 10s or teens. Haven't Wear Black is so bad, it's the Goeta set. But you know what? You say that, but other than the helmet, I actually like it. It's only the helmet that I don't like. But and to be fair, I never wear helmets on my characters pretty much ever. So, you know, I don't have to worry about that as much. So the benefit for people for doing these battles, right, is that you will get things called Animus lockboxes. So they are lockboxes that can get random items inside of it, like really expensive mounts or other sorts of weird stuff. On top of that, you also get things like Animus crystals, which become relevant to the relic system as well as the like elemental armors and stuff. I'm down wearing AR, just not Heaven's Word, to Shadowburn, to Stormblood. I always get confused because I usually use STB and SHB, but yeah, Stormblood. I don't know what Stormblood. Stormblood Black Mage. Do I hear battle? No. I hear fireworks. Yeah, it's just a variant of like the black. Again, like that's not super my aesthetic, but I mean I'm not big on the hat, but like the rest of it, it's okay. It's not great. It's okay. Yeah, but no, the Realm Reborn one is good. It's a classic. Shadowbringers, Black Mage outfit. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. What's the end block? Yeah. Ooh, shit. Is the armor from here any better than, say, dungeon armor for farming? No, so the armor here is really about glam. Like, here's the thing. Unless you're in Endwalker, pretty much most of the time, all you need to really worry about is just getting your tome armor. And that is gonna be like, and then like if the dungeon armor you get is better, it's worth it. And like, yes, sometimes it's worth it if you wanna like be doing better. Cause like, obviously, 70 tome armor is outclassed by like 76 armor. But stuff like this is more about, comes out during Stormblood, in the period between Stormblood and Shadowbringers, and more about giving people something to do. So it's more about the rewards from passive standpoint. How many did you get from that one, Willow?
Let me see. I only got 6 from that one.
Okay, so that one was lower, because I got 6 from that one as well. I'm gonna hang out here for now. I'm gonna respond to chat. Wearing air to dark file. No, I haven't gotten that far yet. Yeah. Some helmets and masks look cool, but I hate using them for MSQ because it does always remove it, and you can't see. It doesn't always remove it, and you can't see your face then. Yeah, Silver Gogaku. That's a big part of it for me. I've just always in MMOs and stuff. I've never liked wearing helmets and stuff. I don't know. There's something about like I want to like see my character and be an individual. And I've and broadly, I'm not a big helmet person. Just all over the place. Like even in, like I think typically, I think there are always exceptions, but I think typically, helmets are just less cool to my eye. Even when it's like, for the love of God, stop doing the movie thing of not wearing a helmet when you're jousting or like crazy shit where it's like, no, like, goddamn it, wear a helmet. There's something about the profile, I think, which is like, I love like the profile of like cape, like plate, pauldrons, no helmets. There's, something about that. Ellie, we're dying here. Ellie, hang on. Look, I'm looking at fashion. I mean, like, look, everyone can understand that, right? What's interesting about these Aethernet shards is that they're very similar to the 1.0. Protean crystals. That's also tied to the elemental armor stuff. these Aethernet shards are very similar to the 1.0 Aetherites, and which makes sense if you know the truth about what Eureka is, which I won't spoil, but if you do, that's what's going on there. Friendly reminder, at some point later on in the stream, we will be raffling off the Chronicles of Light book. And if it is a copy of all the short stories up to Stormblood. Hopefully, have they announced a volume 2? Does anyone know? Issa? I feel like Issa of all people might know that one. For like Stormblood, I mean, because they're not Stormblood. There's like Tales from the Shadow, but then there's also Tales from the Dawn, Tales from the Twilight. I mean, they effectively could probably put out a new one, another one at this point with how many short stories there are. But yeah, no. So Cathra, this would not be about getting power. This would really be about getting glam more than anything. Technically, when this first came out, the Stormblood, the final level, the final slot of the relic weapons typically is BIS for at least most jobs. So technically, at the time that it came out, it might have been relevant to do it for power to an extent. However, at this point, you're literally going to be able to get tome gear. There's no reason to do that. You might as well just get the like Scavian weapons, and then just like you're fine. And then you're going to be on to Shadowbringers, and it won't matter. Eureka does have a story though, and if you care about that, if you care about story and like side stories and background stories, it does have. It is worth doing. However, it's going to take time, and it is kind of it can be a little bit of a challenge because of the risks involved with it, in terms of like losing XP if you can die, yada yada. So you can always just look up a story, and maybe when I get through Stormblood, on the MS Cruise stream, I'll do like a Eureka synopsis. I'm close to capping my causality tomestones, and I have no idea what to get. So one thing I would recommend, Yukio, is if you haven't, if you're working on desynth, if you have absolutely no, like you're not gearing your jobs for any reason or anything like that, you can always buy pieces of armor that that are rare to get from dungeons, like books, and then desynth them to level up your alchemy, stuff like that. There are tons of weird ways you can use them. You can also use them to buy mats and stuff that could sell for decent amounts of money. There's a bunch of ways to approach it. Brian, good to see, glad to have you. Great for some G-pose, but hinders the cutscene and such. Yes, yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. It's also like, it just depends on what your aesthetic sensibility is. If you like helmets, then it's like, you're good. I mean, this is one of the few times I do wear helmets on a glam, is I have the bandages for my sage. Yeah, you spend an hour creating a character only to have a helm hide all the work you did in character creation. Yeah. Or maybe your character is just butt ugly and you don't want to show them to the world. You know? Same, I like everyone to see my Warrior of Light's handsome face. And I think, look, this is a bad sample size, right? It's not like indicative of everything, but I think if you look at this crew, right, and the amount of people here who aren't really wearing helmets, or even if they are, they're wearing something like this, it kind of shows that most people want to be able to see their characters. I mean, to be fair, some of them are Viera, which restricts their options, but I think you probably get my point. You see what I'm saying? You're picking up what I'm putting down. For the record, causality gear is the top tier gear, right? Let me check. I keep forgetting which one's which. Yeah, causality is, and it's not top tier. It's in terms of tombstone, it's best in slot. But technically, like the Abyssos Savage gear would be better, or like the. Just so I'm not like misconstruing that, like, yes, causality tombstones is the absolute best gear possible. It is technically not. But it is like, without having to do hard end content, the best thing that you can get by far. And the difference is not vast. Eureka 1 mode, where about chat I'm okay with using because people at least okay about rezzing if something goes wrong. Yeah, I would say Baja's the same. I would say people are very similar spirited in Baja. And I mean, I feel like the reason that people mostly don't help to res you if you're in the open world and the general open world is mostly just because people aren't on the map. But yeah, you can absolutely, if you like go down in Eureka, don't release yourself. Don't release and go back to Port Circuit. Definitely instead call out into the map and say, hey, can someone res me, because it's going to cost you less experience points. Basic, good to see you, glad to have you. Oh yeah, Eureka, I love this place. Good, yeah. We're gonna be here all day. Well, not all day, all stream. But I have fond memories of Eureka. It's not my favorite kind of content in terms of like what appeals to me. But especially that time that I spend a week here to get my fending armor, I have good associations. Can players from other DCs join the Crystal instance, or is it locked to DC only? No, if you come onto Crystal, if you came to Crystal Curl and then you like went to go to the ship, you would be able to get in. I'm 99.9% sure. Maybe someone will contradict me here, but I'm pretty sure, especially if like you were in our group and then we went in and you were part of our group, you would definitely be able to make it in. Yeah, the only time I wear headgear is if it's like a circlet or something else that keeps most of my character's head revealed. Yeah, and luckily there's a lot of decent options for that as well. Spend hours to make your character only to hide it seconds later with a bucket. What the sense makes? Well, I think for some people, right, though, it's one, not everyone spends hours making their character. Some people just spend like 5 minutes making their character and then get in and then want to hide it with a bucket, right? In the inverse of that. But also I think for some people, like, okay, you spend a lot of time, you understand your character, you like your character, you know your character is very fine-tuned, a specific aesthetic for you, but then like having armor over that, or like, you know, a helmet over that doesn't necessarily, it removes that you're seeing them there, but it doesn't remove maybe what your characterization for them is. At the same time, you could argue like, well, hey, you spent all that time modeling your, you know, making your characters, figuring out whether or not you want your character to be muscular or not. Why are you putting on pants? Yeah, if I'm doing any, generally prefer circlets, flowers, or feather stuff since that at least adds something without covering the face completely, yeah. Yeah, if I'm doing anything where I might be a cutscene, I prefer my face showing, but just for running around, I don't mind helmets. Yeah, see, I mean, there's even for the majority of us who are like not huge on helmets, there's a gambit of feelings on it. You know what? I just thought of a really good analogy. So when other people are jumping like that, like they're just jumping like that, for my brain, I actually like literally I have to not look. My brain stimulates for some reason players jumping around me repeatedly in MMOs. It's kind of like if I did this to you guys. Like, it's not particularly bad, but it's kind of annoying, right? Like, it's not like I'm saying they're annoying. It's more just like my brain takes in that visual information and like can't process it, filter it out. So that's why I've always, like, when I've said in the past, like, I have problems with like people jumping around me, it's like I can't filter it. That's fair. I wish you could give XP to class like Baja. Yeah, the thing is basic. Here's what I will say in defense of that. If Eureka gave experience to other jobs too, it would be one of my preferred ways to like level jobs to like in like the 70, 80 range or something. Because like, even though it's not my favorite content in terms of battling and stuff, I would love to like do double duty of working on the Animos lockboxes while also doing it and stuff. So I totally agree. Especially because Baja can, I wish they could find a way to retroactively make it work. Now the problem with Baja, right, is that you have the medal system, but the medal system is, you still have your level, you know, present. It's not a completely removed system, whereas, you know, Eureka has completely its own. But you'd think that they could still find a way to make it so that, like, it still applies retroactively. Ooh, something's coming up. You can join instances, including Eureka, even if you're DC traveling. Yeah, that's how I did Eureka. Okay, perfect, Amins. Thanks for confirming. Hey, it's you guys. Llama in 8 minutes. Perfect, thanks, Willow. Fancy running into you here. I meant to wave, but I will take the dote. Who is this guy? Oh, my friends! Who is this motherfucker? Go south to get to that. Kadao! Good to see you, glad to have you! Greetings, how's the Wheel of Elements treating you? It's good. You know, I mean, the thing is that, especially we're in Animos, so it's very low-key, frankly. But I'm making sure to check in, and we're helping the lower-level people level and just get and have groups going. But I am currently farming Notorious Monsters with Willow and V. I'm just gonna sit here for a second. Jumping does draw attention, but it doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, and like that's the thing that I'm trying to communicate with is I'm not like, oh, if you jump, like fuck you or something. It's more like the reason I seem weird about it is because I literally can't filter it out stimulation-wise, and I hate it. It's annoying. It's kind of like if someone's eating a bowl of cereal and like it's clanking their spoon against it. My brain, for whatever reason, just can't filter it out, and it's physically painful. Yeah, since Eureka on Curl was far more active than it was on my home server. Oh, interesting. Yeah, to be fair, I guess Eureka I've noticed when on Curl has been way more active than it was on Zalera, so that's interesting, Demins. Dark needs a helmet. How else am I going to keep gratuitous violence out of my eyes? Yeah, well put, well put. No, but I also say, like, I think the Frey helmet looks like the Frey outfit's a good outfit, and I think the helmet really adds to that. So, joke's on you, I don't wear pants. Am I talking about my 14 character? Am I talking about real life? The world may never know. Or we do know, and the answer is both. The peeps who use stock character models, as for pants, not everyone wants to go streaking through Kurthus. I, however, do, so. Oof, yeah, jumping is supposed to draw our attention and duties, so we're primed to key onto it, yeah. Jumping does draw attention, but it doesn't bother me at all. I know it drives people crazy, though, but so is y'all just. Well, I mean, but I guess that's my problem. That's, like, my thing, is that I wish I could adjust, and I literally can't. Like, if it was just, like, you know, like, there are some things that annoy you, but it's like, okay, you can, like, try to focus on something else and, like, you filter it out. There are some things, for whatever reason, that are, like, audio-visual sensory things that, like, my brain, clicks onto it and can't turn it off. It's very, very annoying. My next glam goal is a calf skin glam set. I guess in like what way would you mean like calf skin? Do you mean like in terms of the entirety of it? In terms of like raw calf skin? Like which direction would that Yu-Gi-Oh? Brian, as I was saying last night, tried Eureka solo and was overwhelmed, didn't know what I was doing, so Def might need to make it over to Crystal sometime. But Brian, we'd love to help you. I mean, the worst case, it only takes like one other person who kind of knows what they're doing to make Eureka feel a ton more manageable. So definitely, I mean, you definitely should. Pants are the devil. I think multiple people in this stream agree with you. I have that issue with spelling. Oh, wait, wait, so Ray, what do you mean with spelling? Where, like, if you see someone's misspelling, like when I typo, it, like, becomes distracting and you can't not focus on it? Yeah. That's interesting. I need the jacket, pants, and shoes of True's calf skin. So, like, let me find out an example here. Calf skin. Jackets. Because if you just mean, do you mean, like... Because when I think of casket jacket, my brain actually goes to more like bomber jackets more than anything else. But if you mean like, do you mean like browns or blacks? Because like also there's actually quite a few skins like that or glams like that in the game, or at least two I can think of. Challenge longs are super important. Yes, they are. Stay basic. So one of the things that if you're struggling on leveling in Eureka and you need help, one of the main things you can do is your challenge log, and it spawns every week, and it gives you a metric frick ton of experience. You'll definitely get a level or two or whatever you need out of it. And it's very simple. You just like go fight enemies that are of specific element types that are no more than 2 elemental levels below your own. And you're gonna get XP from killing those guys, and you're gonna get XP from the challenge log. So it's super worth doing, and you only need to hop into Eureka for like a couple minutes every week to do it. And if you miss it, it's like, it's not a problem. I have a question. Yeah, do glams have to be pieces of your job armor, or can you say white mage use ninja glam? No, they cannot. So if it is a specific white mage glam, so like for instance, let's get an example here. If I'm wearing my conjurer's, this thing, it says conjurer, white mage, say scholar, ass, sage. Those are the only jobs that not only can equip it, but that can have it as part of their glam. There are some things that you say all though, and can be used on all. But making a glam is particular to the job. Let me make sure I just don't die real quick. The other thing is Eureka monsters will follow you for quite a ways, so you want to be careful. And they can be spicy. Oh, you guys were saying gotta fight through? Oh yeah, no, you don't have to. You can definitely run that. I've run that. I ran that solo, man. Ray got that grammar not to debuff. Once asked if I was overdressed during a Pand Abyssos, and one of my party members said yes because I had too much pants. Well, that's Final Fantasy 14 for you. There is the calfskin jacket that is kind of prohibitively expensive. How much is it? Also, good to know, Jade. Like, why don't we just look it up on Market Board? Actually, this is a good example for time for me to show you guys Market Board. If you don't know about it, there's a thing. If you just type in Market Board into the internet, the top thing that comes up is Final Fantasy Universalis. Universalis is probably what you're supposed to say it. Or it'll be down, and that's fine. In which case, we'll use a different Market Board. Oh, I hate this one. This one looks like it was made in 2002. Server, crystal, curl, and then we want calfskin. And tour, yeah. So the calfskin rider's jacket. Lowest price? It's only $1 million. That's not bad. What's the expensive part? Is it the Megalania leather? I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Megalania leather. No, okay, that's not it. Is it calfskin? Dwarven mithril ingot. Yeah, it's the calf. Okay, it's calf leather. Well, it's funny because the calf leather is actually more expensive. Well, at highest. But where does calf leather come from? It comes from. Oh, this is Zorskin treasure map. Yeah, usually, I guess that's not surprising. It's usually always like, yeah, it's the 80s stuff. Yeah, we could just do some treasure maps. We'll get a calf leather out of that at some point, and then we just give that to whoever wanted that calfskin jacket, and we just craft one for him. Easy enough. Ray, speaking at sometimes technical editor, if you don't already have a career in proofreading and want one, go for it. You fit the profile. Oh yeah, Ray, yeah, I already proofread a ton, but thanks. Yeah, Ray would be a great job for Ray. I can tell you that. Calfskin is like 1 to 2 mil a piece. Yeah. It's been having trouble lately. IDK, what's with that? Oh, with Universalis? Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I wonder. I mean, it's always been kind of slow. I wonder if there's been like some back end stuff or. Percy-chan? I think that's how you're supposed to say it. Good to see you, glad to have you. Yeah, Universalis has been up and down all day. Yeah. Druid Saber, good to see you, glad to have you. How it goes? It goes well. It was a rough first part of the day, but definitely feeling better. I'm actually really glad to be here with you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I said we were doing Eureka. I really thought like 4 people were gonna join today, and it was gonna be very quiet and overly chill in a not good way. So actually having things popping off in the chat and having at least a full party to do stuff in Eureka with has been quite lovely. Calf leather from Shadowbringer's map, I think. Yeah, only he said only. Yeah. $1 million's not that much. You can get $1 million just from doing dungeons and stuff. Alright, I'm gonna get V back up. I had different keybinds on my stage than I thought I did, but $1 million gil really just isn't that much gil. Like you can passively earn that from just doing dailies and getting like materia from that and selling. Like you can passively accrue that money. Or like when you're doing MSQ, if you get armor that you don't need, go sell that on the market board. That can earn you anywhere from like 20 to 100,000. Like there's a lot of ways that I don't farm anything. I may be getting 100,000 from dailies, right? But that's little over a week of dailies and you've got $1 million. I'm not saying you do all your dailies and you'll get $1 million just from that. My point is that if you like accrue, like I'm not even logged onto this game doing content where I get resources that often lately, and I still have like how much do I have? I have like a couple million. Common, yeah, like 4 million. Sarah, good to see you, glad to have you. I can farm Gil P, yeah, easy, I just never do. Exactly, like if I wanted to farm Gil, I would be able to, there's so many ways to farm Gil. To be fair, one way to farm a bunch of Gil is the Animos lockboxes. So like what I'm doing right now actually will end up being a passive income as well. Eureka is great for money making if you have luck, that is. Yeah, exactly, Stay Basic, exactly, because with the Animos lockboxes. Eureka's the only place in the game I will talk to people. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is interesting how it fosters a lot of conversation.
We may have finally started biting off a little more than we can chew. Yeah.
Oh, did y'all go down?
Yeah, all three of us
Yeah.
are down.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna get
where
back
are you?
to get you guys.
Okay, I will come join you guys then after this night. Notorious monster.
Small also
You
just
did-
posted our location in the shout chat.
Sweet. I need to turn shout chat on in order to be able to see you guys. Sweet.
Yeah,
Issa, are you still?
Just yell for somebody to come res you, because otherwise you're gonna lose levels.
Yeah, and we want you to be relatively the same. So either I can come. Oh yeah, Futaba Sakura is saying if you need a res, so just tell them yeah. I can farm killing peasy. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you. Glad to have you. That's what I was under the impression of. Yeah. God, I wonder how much is Cassie and Blitzring right now. Blitzring is usually always expensive, but it's been pretty stable for a long time at this point. I don't know if it was particularly bad. It would have probably been sometime in and around before Endwalker when like a lot of people were in and wanted it. I mean, like, yeah, you had a lot of Animos people like doing lockboxes and stuff, but it still didn't get like that many more in on the market board. Eureka Animos, good for hats, stripper clothes, 5-year-old materia, mounts and minions, and occasionally very expensive vendor trash. Yeah. And the first steps towards getting your relics and your wonderful, wonderful elemental armor. At least, I don't know. Like, the maiming, the scouting, the aiming and all that, I can take or leave. But the fending, chef's kiss. Do you usually play Sage or are you just leveling it? Well, no, we're in Eureka, so I don't get anything leveling it. I'm playing Sage because it's utilitarian. So the thing is this is so that when other people are trying to level, because it's a community event, I can heal them and make sure that other people are up because no one else is necessarily playing. A lot of people, especially who are leveling in Eureka, are better off playing DPS so they can level quicker. So it's basically me just be utilitarian. When I main healers, though, I do play Sage. Though I'm a tank main through and through and through. Like, I play tank, like, 90% of the time, healer like 9% of the time, and DPS like 1% of the time. The only time you'll see that differently is during MSQ streams because we're playing the job to match, but no, yeah. I wish collectibles didn't kill my inventory space. Collectibles. Oh, right, yeah. How many collectibles are you getting before you're going to turn them in? Still can't believe I bought slaying right side gear for ninjas. It's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, okay, yeah. I recently started playing Sage and love it. Yeah, I let me be clear. I adore playing Sage. I just love playing tank as a role almost more than anything else. And so, like, if I want to play healer, Sage for days. Willow, how long we got till Lamb?
I mean, we're prepping now. That's all those dudes we keep knocking out.
Right, but is it...
20 minutes?
Cool. I will then go head out and help the others while we wait. I should be able to make it in time, especially if I have at least 3 minutes. Still cannot believe I bought slaying right side gear from ninjas. Okay. Nothing new. Oh, also, speaking of... Well, I guess I didn't speak of cute things, but speaking of cute things. Patats and that crew, are you guys roughly in the same place you went down? Like, is that where you're leveling right now?
Yeah.
Cool. On my way. I have a cute picture from the Discord that I want to show you because I woke up this morning to see Deadpool in... Give me a second. This. He got a little sweater. Oh, he's so cute.
And I'm popped.
And of fucking course it did. I pulled out a picture of Deadpool. It was too cute, so he summoned the monster to us.
Go for it.
Pupper is sweet, so cute. Yeah, he's a very good boy. I should go. Actually, I don't know if the door's open, but Deadpool.
We're trying to reset him because somebody was right on top of him.
Are we allowed to share G poses in the Discord? If they don't require mods or anything to do them, yeah. I mean, they should be in, like, if it's a glam, you should put it in glam. If it's like screenshots or art, screenshots and art. So yeah, I mean, don't flood it. Like, don't like post like 20 in a row or 10 in a row or something. All hail the mighty Deadpool screenshots. Yeah.
The only thing I hate about talking a lot in Eureka is like if people get cycled out because their timer run out, and you know what's going on, you all of a sudden become the one who knows where shit is, and people want to talk to you, and it's like, no,
I want to follow. I don't want to lead. Yep, I totally feel that. I will say there's also people I added to like my friends list who have been on my friends list who I only ever spent time with in Eureka, met in Eureka, played, had like a wonderful day with them, and then had a wonderful time and a wonderful day with them, and then have not talked to them in the intervening 24 months since.
Same.
And I'll see them around Limsa though. Like I'll just like pass by them by Limsa and just love it. If you're unsure about what to spare, drop me in DM. Yeah, you can always message our mods, and especially Ray if you want a pass fail on what you can share. Sweater dog. Yes, I usually am not one to put Deadpool in clothing, which is funny to say, seeing as he's before too long going to be in a cryo outfit. But yeah, he got a little sweater because it was cheap and it fit him really well, and he does get sometimes cold in the winter. I mean, like usually he's pretty good because his like coat's made for it. Just want to share 2 G posts my friend made for me. Yeah, what happens in Eureka stays in Eureka. You know, while we wait, real quick, we got. I got a boy. Good boy. He went down. Good job. Every time you guys love him in the chat, he gets a treat. So, I mean, not for every single time, but like, just know that your affection does grant him boons.
Hell yeah! I made it to 20, which I was at until I died the other day, and no one was around to res me.
We dead? Okay, I will come get you after Llama then. After Llama, I think I'll switch back over to then, just making sure that I'm going around helping people.
Yeah,
because
if
now
anybody needs something, just yell, because I'll stay here till I'm at least 23. Because I have the other area open. It's just, I mean, being min level in a new area kind of sucks.
Yeah. Don't forget also, if you have been doing Eureka and you have not been, and you're relatively new to it, there are story quests that you are going to need to do to progress it, and you should be doing those. They will also grant you access to the next part of your elemental wheel. Got a little ambitious.
I'm not saying I didn't bring my health pots with me, but you know.
I totally forgot that they're the thing you can use in this. Are we waiting on people? Soon, lady. Soon. I mean, you can always transfer too. Right? Or can you not transfer across physical data centers? Like I mean, like permanent transfer. Like, can you buy a transfer? No. Like, I know there's obviously not data travel. I meant more like the permanent stuff. You can transfer anywhere. Okay. The hells have no fury like a woman scorned. They are, however, home to many dead women scorned, whose fury is possibly worse. The Void-Sent Queen Lamashtu would know, since she's the blood-sucking demon who killed them all. Yeah, there's a lot of Void-Sent stuff in Eureka, and that's probably a byproduct of its like astral nature and, well, astral and upworld nature, but also like the fuckery involved with its aether and how rampant it is. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, Jade, you guys are still down? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be right to you guys in just a second here. Oh, and someone got you. Okay, so there's the Ray and Jade group, and then there is the small Issa and Desk group. So, how small Issa Desk? How are you guys doing?
We are 7 and 8.
Cool. Have you been having some spicy troubles at all?
Not since that one time.
Okay.
So we're fine.
I will. Okay. Well, actually, curiously, then, Jade, what are you and Ray at?
Fafnir pops.
9, almost 10. Well, actually, in that case, you guys, we could all sync up now. So if we all wanted to like meet back up at Surrogate and then like go from there, we should be relatively in line to be able to. Because if they're 8s and 7s, as long as you're within about 10 of each other, you should, or 2 of each other, you should be okay. Oh, I got kept doomed on me. Well, shout dead at. Oh, Willow, you got me. Oh, also, if you see in chat someone say that there's an elemental here, you want to try to get over to it because you will get a buff. The receive the blessing of the Eureka's elemental. Damage dealt is increased and restoring HP over time. So the elementals will give you little buffs that will last for quite a while. So is everyone heading back to port, or are people still over wherever they are?
I'm gonna go hit that other NM real quick.
Actually, what level it is? Because if it's no, it's 17. Most of you guys can't hit that. I am gonna open these lock boxes real quick while I wait for us to all meet up. Oh, perfect. We're all already there. Or most of us are there anyways. I've never gotten anything good for them, so we'll see how this goes.
Alright, so I'm gonna disband our party.
Yes, give me the dopamine. Okay, nothing of real value. Oh, the Animus Pot Helm, so that's nice. I guess I've never gotten that before. Okay, at least I'll have the Eureka potions that I can toss in my bar. Okay, so we got Ray, Issa. Let's all try to meet up here. So I'm gonna use the flame tracer. So we got Dest, we got Issa, Ray Ray's over there, Small's here, Jade, you're there. I don't know why my eyes keep rolling over you. I think it's because I'm still not used to you being a bunny. Is that it? Ray Ray's opening lockboxes, so I'm gonna respond to chat real quick. Random question: why haven't we gotten AR near weapon as a warrior weapon skin? Because that's a Garlean weapon, and there's a lot of really problematic things around potentially giving us what is effectively like neo-fascist, or I mean not even neo-fascist, just like Garlean aesthetic being rampantly used. I mean, to be like, this is my projection as to part of why. Because it seems like they've avoided doing a lot of that so far, other than I think you can make some cases for things like Babel, and some of the gear that might have come from that, but even then. I think it could change in the future, but like the legacy of that so far would be why I would suggest it's on why they haven't. Because no, there's generally the amount of effort required to make like a hammer like that work means that you'd think that there'd be no practical reason stopping them. Why no hammers? I mean, there are hammers. We absolutely do have hammers. There's multiple hammer glams. Okay, Ray Ray's here. Okay, cool. So let's go. So who's highest level? Highest level is Ray Ray, I'm assuming, or Jade. Yeah, Ray Ray. Okay, so we want to go to where there's level 9 stuff, effectively. It's because we want 2 levels above, which means Animos map. What are our options for level 9? Our options are... Our best option is where Callisto goes, with Black Wolf, Crystal Wolf, or in the area where there's the, yeah, okay, cool, that's nearby. Almost 10 up, cool. So just follow with me then. We're gonna go, I don't know if you guys are seeing my stream, but we're gonna go over into here because there's a lot of 9s and 10s, which means that will work for a couple of you for quite a while, and as well as working for Ray Ray for a while, and then we can pass through these 9s in the meantime. Who is tanking? Is Issa, are you tanking? Because then I can channel all my shields onto you. So yeah, you can really just keep pulling too. I'll keep you covered.
Another pop. I think it's a low level.
Oh, sweet. It is. Oh, perfect. That's right near us. Yeah, that's the level 1, if I'm not mistaken. So, if you guys want to get, we're gonna head to the Nightmare, the Notorious Monster after this because that'll get you guys some good XP, even though it's a lower level one, and also some fun rewards. So, it's literally just.
Here, I promoted you, so you can just pick them up if you want.
No, because we would still need to have them leave afterwards and stuff, so they're better like potentially like making a group or something. Be very careful. Make sure to watch out for being aggroing anything. Yeah, just keep going. I got him.
Yeah, and Jade or Ray Ray, just invite us into your party since y'all have a party.
Obsidian Archives, good to see you, glad to have you. Ray Ray and GG Pros, what's up? 9, almost 10. Random question, why aren't we, have we got the nearest weapon? We talked about that. I don't know why I missed the Obsidian guys' message earlier. Why no hammers? Yeah, no love for, yeah, it's up on the cliff face up here. You gotta come up. No love for the mighty bonk. Oh, there's plenty of like there's like the what hammer from Asphodelos. There are hammers. there's just not a ton. And part of it may have been because they at some point might have thought it was going to end up being for another job. I mean, like, for instance, they made scythes that you could use for some jobs that were the Ada scythe, and then ended up being like, oh, actually, we're going to make scythe a weapon for people. For a specific job with Reaper. Also, maybe your hammer job one day. Yeah, exactly, Jade. Yeah. I shared my Saints Wake post in Discord. My friend does a good job. Yeah. Remember that right now Ray Ray is in the middle of playing Yukio, so like she can't respond to it right this second. You just gotta send, and then people will get to it when they can get to it. Yeah. Also, don't forget that we are probably in the next 30 minutes or so going to do the raffle for Chronicles of Light. So if you're interested in that, be ready to be in chat and to say you're going to have to let me know that you want to be added to the list. Also, I would ask that please, if you already have a copy, do not ask to be put on the list, as we would like to make sure people who do not have one are likely to get one. Just trying to heal all the randos. Sweet. Okay. So for those of you who were leveling, basically what we want to start heading back towards, the orchard, and then you want to go to the place. We're trying to go to the place that's between the orchard and the missing Cester. So the reason that we don't want to go to the orchard is a little too high level. And there will be a lot of things that aggro you, whereas that area will have some things that aggro, some things that don't. But you can first meet up with me at the channel that's going into the orchard, so that way if you guys aggro anything, I can heal you. I will go ahead and use like a little magic prism or something to like. Well, you guys passed me by, so that works. That everyone's making their way downtown, walking fast. Roasted, good to see you. Glad to have you. 3 jobs next expansion, and then no more. I think 1 range, 1 dex, physical. Yeah, no, there's no way that's how that's gonna go. There's no way. I will promise you, that's not how that's gonna go down. We're not going to see 3 jobs. We might see 1 job. We're not going to see 3 jobs. There's no way in hell, from a balancing standpoint, from the amount of work standpoint, from like that would just be I hope they do not put 3 jobs. And also, putting out no jobs the next expansion would have caused more ire historically. If we look at historical examples, like what happened with 11 or other things, then it would make far more sense for them to just do 1 job this expansion, 1 job the next expansion, then 1 job the next expansion, rather than do 3 in 1. And it really doesn't make sense to do a giant burst and then nothing. Like, that's actually a way worse to do it than to like feed it out, to drip it a little bit. Easy, I can't select you. I need you to get out from underneath them. And also, no, I wouldn't look at a dot. I wouldn't necessarily expect a specific dot caster. You could absolutely see a dot caster. My prediction for Geomancer was dot caster, but I would say, like, you can expect a caster. Whether or not it's dot, especially historically that they've not been huge fans of dot casters, like they've literally tried to remove it for summoner, means that I wouldn't expect it. I would look to the likely candidates for this expansion are caster and ranged. And then scouting. And now scouting melee. Now you could also see potentially expected scouting ranged, but if you look at the cadence of how the jobs have come out so far, it's been very consistent with that, and it makes the most logical sense. 2 new jobs? Yeah, I would 7.0 is probably 2 new jobs. It may just be 1, depending on how how they are gonna do it or how they plan to in the future, like slim down the amount of new jobs because they're already having, you know, issues with balancing and all that. I would definitely look towards probably 2 this time, maybe 1 the time after that. But I can promise you that, especially if there's 2, one of them is definitely a caster. There's just no question on that one. If there's only 1, then I would still say it's likely that it's to be a caster, because the last time we had a caster was Red Mage. The last time we had a scouting was Ninja, but the last time we had a DPS was last expansion with a melee DPS was with Reaper. The last time we had a ranged was Dancer, so my guess is our Green Mage and maybe Corsair. I don't think we're ever going to see a Green Mage. I feel pretty emphatic that we're never going to see a Green Mage, because a lot of the things that make Green Mage explicitly kind of go against the like metaphysics of this game. So unless you created them as a synergist style job, and even then that like has some issues, I would definitely look more towards other things, and especially with the fact that Yoshi P has stated that most new jobs that they're going to make are likely to either be original to Final Fantasy XIV or likely to be original to it. I don't, Green Mage to me doesn't make sense unless it's like, doesn't really make a ton of sense as a healer, and it doesn't make a ton of sense as a DPS, as like even like a support caster, especially when this niche of support caster is already filled by 2 things, and we need more of a damage caster at this point, unless they plan to turn Summoner into more of a damage caster or something like that, because we only have Black Mage, and then you have Red Mage and Summoner as pseudo support casters. As for Corsair, I mean, I predicted we predicted stuff like that for a while, but like in terms of like, it depends, right? Like, it makes, like, you also have to think thematically for the expansion of what makes sense. And I guess if you do Mara City or New World, you could try to argue it, but also, like, how do you make it meaningfully different? And I mean, we've had fun conversations about that, but yeah. I don't think we'll get any new tanks or healers for a long time. No, I mean, we're almost certainly not going to. Like, we just got a healer, so we're definitely not getting one for at least 2 expansions, I would say. Maybe, you know, like, you would expect like 8 or 9.0. But the other thing is that a tank, even though the last one we got was Shadowbringers, tanks are in a really good space with having 4 of them. So they're pretty balanced for the most part. So they don't need one, whereas we only have 3 casters, we only have 3 ranged, we only have 1 scouting. So it doesn't even really make sense to prioritize tanks in any ways, you know, even though technically you could say, well, the last time we had a range was the same time we had a tank. I've heard some people say they think it's going to be a new DPS and crafter, but I don't see them adding more crafters. I would say, like, it's totally possible they could add, oh, everyone, and you want to get in this, quick. Yeah, it'll give you a boost. I think we could definitely get a crafter. I would be, take my opinion for what the fuck it's worth here on this, but I would be fucking shocked if like they did like, oh, here's a new DPS job and here's a new crafter as part of like their hype, because the level to which a lot of people would be crushingly disappointed by that is, I think, too vast. I think a new crafter would be seen much more in line with like not even a limited job. That's like something below that in terms of like the level of complexity involved and the level of like, the thing is, what niche does it fill? But also on top of that, crafters aren't necessarily that hugely different. Effectively, they're like slight variances on the theme there. So I don't think that you would see 2 new jobs and one of them is a crafter. I think you could see 2 new jobs and then also in the like Point X patch they add a crafter. I definitely think that could happen. But I definitely don't think it would be one of the 2 ones. Well, I know it's not likely. I really hope to see a healer with a dark concept because I need to be able to full goth party.
What the? Sorry, I forgot it. I'm not on mute.
You're good.
Are you not getting much XP from this?
Are you guys in a party? If you're in a party, you're not going to be getting XP.
I left because I wasn't.
Yeah.
But that last pull, I didn't even get anything from that, which I'm not sure why that happens.
What level are you?
I'm at A7.
That's why. You won't be, they're too high level. You won't get XP from them.
Okay.
We need to go down. We need to go down a little bit. This is why I was trying to keep them. We need to go down to I believe 10 or maybe even 9 for you.
Oh, okay.
So we need to go further south. We need to go east and south because we need to go where the 9s are, and 9s and 10s, not the 11s and 10s.
Oh.
You know, as for a goth healer, I mean, like I mean, like you could do a lot with glams. I guess that's not the same as spell effects, though. To your point. I'm trying to think what a dark healer would be. I mean, like we've pitched some stuff, like, but also trying to make it different from dark or reaper in terms of like visual, like effects and stuff would be interesting. I've heard through the low-res grapevine a possibility of a gambler or a blitzballer. So blitzballer is a thing a lot of people... okay, here's the thing that I'm going to say about all grapevines. They're all bullshit. No, people are usually pretty bad at predicting this stuff for 14. But for what little I can say is blitzballer makes a potential sense for a couple of reasons. Both with their like stated interest in blitzball historically, but not sure how to put it in the game, with the way in which you could make it work with sort of Mericidia or the New World as like as inspiration point, as it being a range, also potentially making sense for it being a scouting. There's a lot of reasons that blitzball potentially makes sense, but like, you know, is it likely? I mean, there's nothing really in game to suggest it, and a couple of dev comments that you could twist to make it. I want it. I definitely want it. Okay, Yukio, you better not be fucking trolling me with the necromancer, because the amount of times I have to explain why necromancy is not going to happen as a job. Okay, I'm being overly specific. I'm being overly strong about that, but I will say, literally, it is on multiple levels textually from the Alchemist questline, from, you know, the Trader's Spurn. From like, it is very explicit in multiple stories and multiple quests in this game that necromancy is an objectively evil art that like you can't do it and be good, because you are either corrupting the physical bodies of the living, of the dead or living, in which case you're cruel and evil, or you are torturously drawing upon the souls and doing bad shit there. So the necromancy could, as it exists in lore and exists in the storytelling they have done thus far, necromancy is an explicitly evil art in and of itself. Like even Reaper is the closest you get to like drawing a line between the two. But the thing about the history of the Reaper is that like you are making a deal with another entity that is still like consensual on both sides, whereas necromancy literally can't be that, because of how it exists currently in 14. So necromancy, I would never expect to see. Blood magics or something, absolutely. Like you could see stuff like that, but yeah. You say a crafter job would disappoint. I'd say them dropping mime as a new job would be more disappointing. No, I'd say a combat job. No, I think most people don't give a shit about crafting. Mime would be disappointing to me, but also mime would be a limited job. It wouldn't be a full job. So like, I mean, there's not even a problem there, because they wouldn't put it as like the new going into a hype cycle for 7.0. They wouldn't use mime. So like mime would be disappointing, but also more people play combat in this game than craft. So more people are going to be excited about even a kind of stupid combat job than a crafting job. And I say that as someone who really enjoys crafting, but that's just true. Yeah. A plague doctor class. Yeah, I mean, like you could absolutely do something that's plague doctor or like illness related. Like you could definitely do things right that, but you're definitely not going to see necromancy. Ada. Yeah, but like the only reason that Ada does anything with necromancy is because of Obalord, Nybeth, and like all of that. And like that is all explicitly evil. That is all explicitly shown to be a corruption of soul, self, body, and cruelty. Like, Ada proves the point, not rejects it. Yeah, Dark Healer actually does bring a lot of cool ideas to mind. Yeah, ESO has Necromancer, but it's a job that literally gets you busted by the guards if they see you. Yeah, and like, that's the thing, is that it's not that other things can't use it. I'm just talking about within 14, as they have done thus far. Where's the damn Beastmaster limited job? I mean, to be fair about, like, adding another limited job, you'd think, like, okay, they also actually need to... Level 8 small? Okay. Is everybody ready to go back, or... I was following you guys down here. Because if everybody's ready to go back, we can head back into the region. You know, actually, why don't I just say? I'm gonna say and mark the place we're going. So there, if you guys want to just like literally click on that and say box, that's where we're headed. Also, you can kill these black wolves. Kill anything that's level 9 for now until Patata is about 9. But so the thing is that most people, I think they need to get Blue Mage to 80 before they worry about adding Beastmaster. More than anything. How about a Hemomancer, aka Blood Mage? Yeah, Yukio. So we've talked about that in the past, and that's been a pitch that we've done a lot of stuff with. So yeah, I think a Hemomancer you could absolutely see, as there's a lot to do with blood magics in this game, as well as it's often vilified, but it's not necessarily inherently evil.
Level 9 now.
Cool. Perfect.
I don't know how that happened though.
I am not sure how that happened either, because I am still level 8.
I think I must have completed a challenge log. That must
Yeah, I was
be
about
it.
to say.
Maybe.
Yeah. The challenge logs give you stupid amounts of XP, so. If you're level 8, are you getting XP from the level 11s, Issa?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Did you get some from that just now?
No.
No.
Okay,
not.
so it's only 2. So we need to kill 10s right now, 9 and 10.
Yep, and there are a whole bunch of 9s over here. That, conveniently enough, will also fulfill a challenge log.
Yes. Now a new gatherer. Yeah, so here's the thing I would say, right? If you guys want a new gatherer or a new crafter, I would ask that you try pitching what that thing is, right? Because what niche has not been filled thus far? What I would love to see is a job that, I mean, kind of, you don't need a job for it anymore because you're already getting it through things like Variant Criterion, but an archivist or not an archivist really, more of a
Archaeologist.
Archaeologist, thank you, Issa. But honestly, they already do that with the type of content they have, with putting content out that allows you to do that sort of thing. So it's not even really one you would tie to a job, and it'd be so different in contrast to the other gatherers and crafters. I don't even know how you would make that work. That doesn't make it super distinguished. Which I mean, maybe you just make it super distinguished, and it's weird. Blood Mage Child after a Plague Doctor. Now we're cooking with grease. I mean, it would make sense, too, for, you could come up with some, shamanistic style stuff or things like that for New World. Or you could play with ideas around Plague Doctors, Witch Doctors, or things related to Aboriginal tribes, especially with Mericidia and its roots seemingly in Australia. New Gatherer for mob materials would be comfy. Yeah! That's a good idea, Nebula. That's a really good pitch. Yeah, to be able to gather leathers and stuff more easily without just having to slay. I like that. That's a good one. Give me level 90 blue so I can throw planets at a whim. Let's not ever make blue match current. I beseech. I'm about to say something that you should absolutely ignore because it is not necessarily a good way to talk to people. But if your opinion is that they should just make blue mage a true job, your opinion is kind of a bad one, at least for the long-term health of the game. Because blue mage, there's no way to make blue mage current with everything else and not either ruin blue mage or make everything else a nightmare in terms of balance. I want blue at 80 so I can get light rampant. Yeah. That's an idea, Nebula. Just curious to who have played this class in other FF games. What do time mages do? So green mages, it depends on the Final Fantasy game, but often there's an association with time, obviously. A lot of times they can be more straight DPS. Sometimes they're more synergists and saboteurs. It kind of varies from game to game. But typically they use magics that either hinder or help allies, and often to do with associations with time. So there's a lot of the greens magic stuff that would make sense to add to 14 kind of already exists in aspects like what they've done with Ast. So a lot of Ast actually already has a lot of the flavor of green mage. It's just been changed a little bit. They could have had a trapper, and the quest could be place in Kurthis, then it could be you get more mats from mobs and more effective than just killing them. Yeah, this is a great, going off of Nebula's idea, Gemini. That's, yeah. How about a voodoo doctor? Yeah, I guess with a voodoo doctor, I would really worry about that getting sketchy real fast for different ways. But I think something like that, very much something akin to that or rooted in ideas around that would work. I'm just making it a very 14 version. Like, hell, Geomancer, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a version of it that's more rooted in, like, New World shamanistic practices rather than the Hingin legacy of geomancy. But if we see a Geomancer, that is. Hey, Witch Doctor, give us the magic words. All right, you got it. Ooh-ee, ooh-ah, ting-ting, wada-wada, bing-bang. I have not heard that song in decades. They could add, like, a Trapper. Yeah. Oh, Green and Time Mage are the same thing? Yes. I always thought Green was a pure status buff Deep-Love class. Well, I mean, yeah, typically. Yes, but that is also what the Time Mage typically is. There may be, as with always, there may be exceptions where there's specific ones that do denote them differently, but historically that has been the case. Jan, good to see you, glad to have you. Don't know why I sent that twice, sorry. No worries. There's a lot of messaging and sometimes shit happens. We will get the raffle going in just a second here, since we're getting close to the 5:30. I would actually ask everyone who's with us right now, check your challenge logs and make sure to look what challenge logs you're close to completing, and then try to prioritize elements appropriately. Especially, I guess, Issa, since you're pulling. Ass is a green mage who is really into horoscopes. Yeah. Well, I mean, Ass is a green mage, but then they combined literally the Ass character from Tactics. Like, that's basically what Ass is in 14. It's a confluence of those two things. What's the rules on getting XP chains? I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not getting any. If you're in a group, you're probably not getting, you wouldn't be getting any. Depends. I don't know what your current situation is. Nope, I'm solo. I would say look it up then. It's your level or higher, if I recall. Yeah, so if they're a level below you, and then in terms of getting XP, you also won't get anything if they're more than 2 levels below you. Time Mages I always denoted to haste, slow, demi-stop, things like that. Meanwhile, Greenwise was poison, paralyzed, sleep, that stuff. Well, so like in 14, a lot of times those things they're given to the same people. Like they broadly would do Saboteur and Synergist classifications, like as a whole thing. So like if we pull up, like I mean there hasn't even super commonly been like just straight up Green Mages even in Final Fantasy. Like a lot of times their stuff is spread around anyways. But like let's pull up like Green Mage. Let's like actually look through abilities specific to it in the few games that it's a recurring role. Yeah, because there's 12 where it shows up, especially with when they use it in Zodiac Age and Tactics, and that's really it. And in 12, it's really just, I mean, it's really the Evilisian stuff that Green Mage is even a thing, and then it's basically what I'm describing. Yeah, so Green Mage is access to support such as Protect, Leap, Haste, debuffing spells, Blind Silence. Green Mages wield hammers, yeah.
All right, so that last one got me to 9. The only thing I have left is Ashken.
Sweet.
Still at 8.
I also need Ashcan.
Cool. Are the Wild Babylos Ashken? Because they're technically Void Sentinel, or certain like Ashken models, so I don't know if the class.
So the Ashken I thought were the ones that had the little feet.
Well, and there are multiple Ashken on the map. Because Ashken's just the taxonomy.
I also need sprites, which
yes, sprites.
I will open up the map to go check out sprites. He said make sure not to pull too hard while I check that real quick.
also I think there's like a fate nearby.
Yes, there is a Notorious monster that is just one thing ahead of us, and it's level 5, so we actually should go do that.
Okay, I will proceed in that direction.
I'm gonna clear it out as you proceed in that direction.
That direction is actually up top.
Oh.
Flan. Where are sprites? Bubbles, Blue Jack of Flowers.
Oh, it's already done.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes it is.
Rip.
Where are you guys?
I'm lost.
Let's all go down to the orchard. Small, stay where you're at. There we go. So we're
dual
over by the
flags.
DS that we were at before.
That's a level 12 sprite. Okay, to kill sprites that are appropriate for your guys' level, there's not a lot of options. Let me make sure there's not a level 9 sprite anywhere. Yeah, the best option is just to get the rest of you guys to 10, and then kill the ones that are in the Typhoon sprite in north of that region that you guys are in.
Okay. And yes, you're still 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, on my way to the orchard to meet up with you guys.
Then I will keep killing level 9 and level 8 stuff.
You're level 14, fighting level 16. Jubilant, have you been doing the story stuff? I think the story may block you if you don't do it.
Is there a certain level you get to that you have to do like a new quest to
Yes. So you have to do the quest prior and get the next slot item, and then you have to reach a certain level. I don't know what that level actually is, but it is broken up. Gotta go for dinner. I'm here if I win the raffle. Okay, sounds good, Professor. Fair enough. Always saw the green mage and was like, wait, what the hell is a green mage? That's why the time equals green was kind of mind blowing for me. Yeah, am I gonna? That's wrong button. I remember Yoshi mentioning in a few interviews that he wanted to start doing brand new jobs. Yes. Now that most classics have been implemented, and I keep wondering what they would be. So there's also, it's really interesting his language too. It's both a desire to do new jobs, also kind of a have to do new jobs, as they have really kind of tapped into the vast majority of jobs that have been actual jobs in the history of Final Fantasy that are not like singular one-offs. So like, for instance, there are some from like, obviously there are some from, 11 or something that they haven't done. But like one of the few ones that they have that has been in a job that has been in multiple Final Fantasies is Geomancer. And so that's why there's been a lot of speculation on Geomancer, as well as it's one of the few remaining ones that kind of makes sense for them to do, and that they've had a precedent for why they would do it, as it's part of the lore already, both with things with Hingashi's lore, Doma's lore, Swallow's Compass. I mean, like, it is a major part of things. Now, with the Gosetsu and Shugendo stuff, maybe that's its own thing. Maybe that's a part of it. Maybe we see a version of the idea of Geomancer, but not in the way we've seen thus far, at the same way that we see, like, kind of a version of Reaper, but not Reaper with Run Cheat. Yeah, okay, so I'm getting changed, but it's not showing any my UI like normal, so that's really weird. What? But as for quests, I don't freaking know. Oh, never mind. The chain tracks on the elemental UI wheel, not in the normal place. Oh! Okay, now I understand. Yeah, it's down below the ring. Now okay. I want to see more jobs come off of bait jobs, because I love how they do that. I fucking hate that. We are not... So, sorry. I always get super excited as a response to that. I don't fucking hate that. I dislike it, but setting aside whatever I give a shit about, what we've heard from Yoshi P is that if they could literally make Scholar and Summoner their own thing without breaking the game as it is right now, they would. Like, that's been their historical comment on it, because it's made all kind of headaches for them. I personally don't like that split, because it's not... Like, there's not... You're making the things too close, but not allowing them to have even further of their own identity or root identity. So the thing is, like, Scholar and Sage being stuck on Arcanist kind of works and makes sense, but, like, I don't want a Berserker coming off of Warrior, partly because Warrior already is a Berserker. I mean, Warrior's abilities and everything about that are already, like, a major aggro thing. Now, to be fair, there may be pitches that you guys have that I'm like, oh, man, that actually is fucking sweet. But I will say that everything I've seen is only seen to, like, reduce and restrict the scope of jobs that already exist, rather than being super interesting in their own right. Having a DPS that comes with Paladin. Yeah, I guess I really don't want that. I'd rather just have a DPS that's its own thing, especially because, like, narratively, what are you going to do with that makes sense? like mechanic. Like, why not just make like a like light-based mage knight thing that's completely separate? You know? Oh yeah, we can have extras on Omioji jobs. Omioji jobs. Yeah, I mean, like, Omioji would make sense. Omioji makes sense, although it's interesting because Omioji in, like, 14 isn't just exorcism, it's also, like, the Shugendo stuff and a bunch of other practices that we see. So, like, an Omioji... I wouldn't expect to see an Onmyoji itself, but I would definitely expect to see something rooted in, like, all the Onmyoji stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something that was named differently or, like, tilted differently. But maybe. I think stuff like Sam with Gladiator, especially since the first Sam quest linked with Blood Sands. But it's a completely different root practice. So the thing about, like, the job stones, though, is that, like, why would it... So the thing about that, right, is if you make Sam, is that now if you've rooted it to a class, you've made it now a job that people start with, which means you need to now retroactively go back and make that entire make sense for ARR, rather than... And also now you've have to make this job assuming that new players are going to play it, rather than making a job that you can assume veterans are going to pick up at a later level, which means you can make it more interesting, as we've seen with classes like Sage and Reaper. Where, because they know they can trust people are going to go into it from the get-go, it's far more fascinating than a lot of the other early jobs are early on. Like, I don't see what the benefit is over just making a new job, you know? But no, Jade, if you have points on that, I'd love to, like, I guess I just don't see it, but... Cause the thing is, like, yeah, the Sam's linked with that, but, you know, like, Red Mage is linked with, are you gonna make Red Mage linked with Thaumaturge because it's linked with, like, Mach and, you know, even though it really isn't as a caster necessarily in the same, you know, vibe. And also the thing is, if someone picks up a class and then it splits, you know, you've been training them to be their role this whole time, but now they're a completely different role. And it's like, I just feel like that goes to the sensibility of, not saying of MMOs in general, or like, it's not a good idea ever. I just feel like with the entire way 14's designed up to this point, that seems like it hinders rather than helps. Toy Christopher, good to see you, glad to have you. I think the only benefit is for new players who want to start as Sam and feel bad not getting to play the job they want from the get-go. But it's, yeah, but then that also means that they have to design it to assume that anyone could pick it up from the start. And it's the thing is, it's not hard to get to level 50, even if you're not finished ARR and pick up Samurai. Like, it just really, you can do that very easily, very quickly. Especially with, like, all the you know, the earrings and items you get now, as well as, like, the job boost stuff for servers. I know a lot of people who got healing or learned they love DPS because they love Summoner Scholar. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, and tried the other. I think it's a great opportunity for people to try the roles. But the thing is, but that doesn't explain why you wouldn't just have someone pick up a role. Like, so for instance, a lot of people I know also didn't try healing because of Scholar because they were only thrown into the deep end because it was already leveled. They didn't get to get the experience of leveling with it. Whereas, like, if they had picked up, let's say, Sage, right, or Ast, you know, you're picking it up at 30 and you're getting to go through that process. And the convenience of having jobs level at the same time. Yeah, but, like, that's only a problem if you're trying to, like, if you feel like you need to, like, level everything, which I don't feel like people should assume is a standard where you have to do that. Like, it's okay to just level them and learn to level them. But, no, I mean, that's really what we're quibbling over here, right? It's not some sort of just objective thing. It's also it's mainly even a philosophical thing. I'm gonna say here, all job stories are okay by right, and everyone has their preferences, but good Lord Paladin is the worst job story. I probably agree with that. I'm a Paladin main, and I probably agree with that. I mean, part of the problem with the Paladin story is literally that your 70 job story and your capstone is a Gladiator story. It's not even a Paladin story. The 50 and 60 is fine. They're not bad. I think it's just the worst in terms of, like, it's not... And also, the 70 story is good. Again, the problem is that it is a Gladiator story, it is not a Paladin story. Do I enjoy any of them less? I think Black Mage, other than, like, Shitoto, I like Black Mage kind of sucks. For my tastes. It's already designed, though, since it can get synced lower, but I agree it's not worth it. Yeah, so yes, you're right, it gets synced lower, but I would point out that even, like, Sage and Reaper as a whole play better synced down, but also have more zest even at the mid-levels, partly because of their expectations of the people playing them. And I think the same thing happened with when Gunbreaker and Dancer first came out, especially when Gunbreaker first came out. Or, you know, even like when Red Mage and Sema came out, they were like a little bit more intense. What about White Mage, Yuki? I'm gonna say it. So the thing is, White Mage is, I really don't enjoy White Mage that much, but like the 70 White Mage is actually really good in terms of like lore and relationship with Britannia and the way it does actually tie back into Conjurers. The 50 White Mage is actually really good, again, with a lot of like really interesting history and quandaries and stuff. The 61 is fine. It's not, I don't think it's very good. Black Mage is okay, but flying out to the one zone is a bit annoying for quest lines. Yeah. Glenn Clark, good to see you, glad to have you. And Dark is best? Yeah, I think broadly I would say Dark is best. We actually rated them a little bit while ago. Or I rated them. What were some of my other ones? Red Mage is really, really good. Red Mage is real fire. For being short, Sage or Reaper is really good. Definitely appreciating Sam more the second time around. I liked it a lot the first time, but appreciating it. Yeah, Red Mage, Scholar ends up being really good. Especially if you give a crap about Nim at all. On my main, I leveled up Scholar, and the only thing I did the quest for Summoner, so I wasn't struggling to catch up, but on all the else I leveled mainly through Summoner, so I could try running through this instead. Good to know, Blink. Also good to see, glad to have you. And I think you could have it so that you don't get the option to unlock a job until you hit the necessary level. Okay. So here's what I'd say that's Jade, though. At that point, what's the difference? And I don't mean that like, what's the difference, throw it away. I mean, like, to you, what is the difference? You know, like, what's the benefit then of even having that split if you're effectively doing the same thing anyways? Because effectively, what you're saying is what you're already doing, because a samurai is a split off of, let's say you start as a gladiator, you know, you start in Ul'dah, you're likely to see the Red Mage quest, and you're likely to pick it up. Like, seeing it as a direct derivation, I mean, it kind of already implicitly is, seeing as in order to use a soul crystal, you have to have a baseline knowledge. Hammer Job might unlock on Marauder, etc. Yeah, I guess that's true. The 60 White Mage just really let me down so hard that it tainted the whole thing. Yeah, I would say though, like the 60 White Mage is the only one that's lackluster, whereas I would say the 50 Black Mage and the 60 Black Mage is pretty lackluster, and the 70 is pretty okay. It's pretty good, but mostly only because of Shitoto. And then like the capstone is pretty meh. Whereas like Red Mage is real fucking good all the way through in a really good arc. Red Mage actually these days is pretty. It's not quite Dark Knight in terms of like my tastes, but it's approaching it pretty closely. And we need to complete overall. I don't see it ever happening, but I think it would encourage people to try jobs more.
There's a berry thing again.
Ooh, thanks. Yeah. Easy, you want to take them to the ferry? The elemental. But okay, so I guess I would say that like for me, which is a useless kind of, you know, it's a singular data point, but for me, I don't know that would encourage me anymore. In fact, I would just feel more overwhelmed, whereas now I feel like I get to like go pick up a quest to pick up just the job and nothing else, and things don't feel so super overly connected. Instead, it's like, oh, if I want to go try out Red Mage, I go pick up the Red Mage thing to do Red Mage, rather than feeling like. And also, the other thing is, for me, the way I learn a job is by leveling it. So the thing for me is it actually really hindered my learning of Summoner, that by the time I went to go learn Summoner, or it's Scholar, actually, not Summoner. I played Summoner, but by the time I went to go learn Scholar, I'm like, like, figuring out how this all works. Guides and stuff don't always work well for me. So for me, it was like, it was much more of a hindrance than help, because learning Sage and Reaper, for me, I learned them by playing Fates, and I would just do Fates, and I would, you know, have only a very narrow kit, and then I would get a new ability as I was going. Okay, and then I just add it bit by bit and bit until I finally understood the whole thing by the end. Whereas when they're co-leveled, you just kind of get thrown in the deep end, unless you specifically go back and do older dungeons or like specific older content. And so, like, I guess I just don't know what that suggests because what that orients you towards being suggested to go play another job. Also, because unless they point out that you have another job, you may not even notice you have it. And I feel like if, you know, you're just as likely to notice that there's a blue quest that has a job, or like you start playing the game and if you start playing the game, you would see like, oh, there's this job, I want to go check that out. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong on that. White Mage is meh, but at least it's somewhat explained. A rune sentence progression, though I was concerned about Pagel culture during the 60 quest. I mean, you should be, Pagel culture's got its problems. But also, 60 quest, do you mean like the 60 to 70 rather than the 60 quest, Yukio? Because like if you're talking about Pagel culture as in like the Stormblood one, then yeah. But that's also why it's interesting. My only problem with job starting late at high levels is that you get really short job stories that make me sad. Yeah, but to be fair, you know, they get elongated often over time. But no, I totally feel you on that. Reaper and Sage, as good as they are, being as short as they are kind of sad. You wish they had more. But you know, maybe we'll get a whole new series of job stories starting with 7.0, right? Because you know we didn't get job stories other than Reaper and Sage in Endwalker. Maybe we'll end up seeing that in the future. Maybe they'll like start a whole new from scratch like series, or maybe they'll be done with them. I don't know. After Tomberries, should we start the raffle? Tomberries. And also, no, I will start the raffle when I'm feeling like we're gonna do it. Right now, we're gonna wait a second because we're focusing on making sure people can level, and I need to be healing Issa. They should add a new limited job that you have to have a party with black, blue, red, and white, and then you'll combine to make Rainbow Mage. Yeah, you just fire your gay rainbow laser at them. POD and Heaven on High are really good for trying out classes. Sure. But those are also really good for trying them out at the set level. I mean, because like effectively you get all those abilities really fast. Like you get back up to 60 and 70 really fast, especially if you're and that also only works if you are doing those pieces of content. So that is a solution. But the thing is, what's easier, having a job where you're naturally leveling to experience that, or having to have a piece of content that's a side content out of the way as the main way to try and experience it organically, right? Gotta head out. See you, Sarah! I hope not. I want all role quests to just be side quests that anyone could do. It's sad that you have to level up so many jobs just to explore the really cool lore. I mean, but you don't really. You only have to do one of each role. So, like, it's not like you have to level up every job. And leveling up one of each role is not a particularly huge thing. I mean, and also, like, if you want to explore the lore, you kind of probably are going to want to play the jobs anyways to explore their lore. I mean, that's kind of just part of the journey. Like, if it was to, like, if you had to Omni 90 to do it, then yeah, I feel that. Rainbow Mage, Unicorn, Megazord for the win. We have a Rainbow Mage, it's Sage. I mean, but you're like blue and purple, but you're not in like a little bit of pinks, because you don't have like rainbows. We need Pastel Mage. I mean, we're approaching Pastel, with, you know, with Sage. White Mage has some rainbow effects on a few skills. Yeah, that's fair, Tori. That's fair. Why aren't they called Gray Mages? Remy, good to see you, glad to have you. Why aren't they called Gray Mages? What, Sages, or? Also, wait, Remy, why are you in chat? You could be voice. At least in terms of FF3, that's when Sage could do literally all the spells. Yeah, well, but like the Sage in this has always been like a variant on a theme versus, because like it's not like Fusoya from 4 or, you know, it's very different.
I mean, I guess I could talk.
I mean, I was like, wait a second, aren't you in voice? But yeah, red mages.
So like they use black and white magic, so
yeah.
It's like why the red color?
So, two things. So, one of which is that the red mage is not a byproduct of their spellcasting, but of their attire that came throughout, like, their history. And the other thing is, I mean, it's rooted really in Final Fantasy 1, when red mage was, you know, the one who could use both black and white spells. Now, as for why they're called red mages, I think there's a couple reasons that might be, and let's see if there's, like, if it's notified anywhere. But, part of it is, like, they had that, like, whole musketeer thing going. But like the red mage FF. The reason for it in 14 is because like the whole like Vermilion and Crimson Duelists and stuff comes from that, and also to hide their blood, to hide that when they're cut. Actually, like if we pull out E2, we could also look at that, but I'll wait to do that. No, not FFX. No, I want FF. Let's see if we have like a note from the original directors or anything. Red mage, jack of all trade, master of none. Also, is the Japanese for red mage like aka mahotsukai or something, or is it like red do meiji? I can also wield sword equip later. First to be the basic job. Red mage can upgrade the red wizard, which is distinctly versatile. I guess also just like it's much more like zesty visually to have red. And also I wonder if that was also, well, no, because they had gray as one of the palettes for the Ness, but I wonder if there was a palette move that came also from palette limitations. Behind the scenes, the red mage is a different job in terms of naming. In the original Japanese, being known as red magician, majutsushi. It's an upgraded form known as the red wizard in English, red sorcerer, akamadoshi in Japanese, the red famicon. Well, that's interesting that it's majutsu. Wait a second. Wait a second. That's not. Why? No, okay, that is Akan and Mahotsuka. Okay, no, that's the right kanji. I bet you it's partly just literally the Ness palette is what defined that to make it more visually distinct. I mean, the same way that the black mage like wears blue, right? Rather than wearing like black to make it separate from the background. And I bet that just became a legacy thing that continued to find its way throughout. Okay, I'm actually going to go ahead and start doing the raffle now, so I'm going to return, so if you guys die, I'm sorry. Not complaining in any way, shape, or form. Is it me or at least one of the new jobs from Shadowbringers Endwalker has at least one or at least one of the new jobs from Shadowbringers Endwalker has at least one evil, handsome Eorzean? Yes. I mean, that's technically true, but also that's because there's a lot of evil, handsome Eorzeans out there. We need Geomancer so we get the cool pajama artifact armor. Pastel Mage and Goth Healer equal girlfriends. Yeah, I can definitely feel that, Percy Chan. Red Mages use Aether from within themselves as opposed from without. Yes, they draw on the life force. Yeah. No, Tail, we know that. Like, yeah, that's the basic. But what's in our bodies? The power of blood. Blood is red. Yeah, but that doesn't explain why red mages were originally red. That doesn't explain. I mean, because also within lore, the thing is they specify that. The other thing, using your Aether doesn't come from just within blood. Blood can be a conduit for Aether, but you actually can channel from your Aether without using anything with blood. And, like, Aether, your body is of Aether and energy as well as containing it. So, like, yes, but also that's not really the indication for why the job is red. And also, that would be just as true for multiple other occupations that draw from Aether from within and not just from the surrounding environment. It's because Eorzean are secretly evil. Elliot's trying to tell something. Ah, yes, my master plan. Why do you think my hair's gray? Next, my eyes will glow yellow, and at last, it turns out I have been Norded the whole time. Oh, you just got the Tyrannosaur? Lucky. One day I'll get it. Name one evil Eorzean that pops into your head. What's his face from the Sage Quest? The Pope. Thordan. I know, I'm just rabbit holing as it were. Okay. Anyways. Okay, for everyone who's interested in the Chronicles of Light copy, can I get you to say... I don't know. Can you put a Deadpool emote in the chat? We'll do that. Oh, actually, not all of you can emote. So just say raffle. And if you say it twice, I will uninclude you. I've had people try to do that before. Little fortune. Professor said that they would like to... Deadpool... It's not a bad time to say I got the T-Rex the first time I came here on community stream and I had no idea it was that rare. Now would be an excellent time, Jubilant. I always love it when I hold these things and then all of a sudden people who are never commenting or talking all of a sudden start saying stuff. Like, it's not a problem. It just always makes me laugh. Because it's like, yes, there are just people who are lurking who are like, but free shit. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I just have to get everyone's name in. Someday I'll come up with a much better way. I love that in this, I copy pasted all of you guys saying stuff. And so just whenever like the Deadpool emote comes up, instead of saying like showing a Deadpool emote, it just says the boy, the boy, the boy. Because it's like your guys' list of doing it. Guild event. Okay, we got Remy, Jade, Prof, Jan, Demins, Des, Silver, Nebula, Roasted, Jellybean, Trevor, Roman, Gemini, Goldovan. Okay. Okay, let me check to make sure who. Well then, Bling, I appreciate you not necessarily signing up for it. Here comes the boy. Hello, the boy! Here he comes, here he is! Here comes the boy! Also, just so it's very clear, if you are being part of this raffle, that means you are okay necessarily sharing your shipping and housing location and possibly legal name with me, because otherwise there is no way for us to get it to you. So I'm gonna let anyone who did not necessarily think about that beforehand, think about that. Also, you will probably have to join the Discord because that is the easiest way to contact me. So far, about 1 in 14 chance, give or take. You see my legal name. Well, yeah, but you may not have a problem with it, so you don't have to necessarily say anything. I'm just saying if anyone has that problem, then they are alerted and aware. Brian, Rosalina, Jan, Yukio, Demins, Des. I'm just making sure I didn't double up on anyone. Nebula, Roasted, Jellybean, Trevor, Gemini. Actually, wait. Gemini, there's twice? No. Gildevan, Remy. I think that should be good. I don't know why there's just a bunch of... Oh. That's why there's a bunch of empty space. Well, here. Let's... Well, hopefully we don't get an empty one. Oh, there's the Deadpool. Well, I'll just leave that for a second. Trevor is a real name. Trevor is a real name. The Discord is a fun place. Yes, it is. Thank you, Brian. Okay. Well then. Shall we? Can I get some lovely emotes or something to hype this up? Because it is, after all, a lovely little book. That, and I'm not gonna lie, it definitely gives me the happy drugs when I see a bunch of emotes in the chat all of a sudden out of nowhere, because I am an attention whore. Cheers. Did not take long before the gay bulge worked its way in there. Okay. With the energy aroused, let us begin the spin. We may have to do it a couple times if it lands on an empty slot. And Moikai! Congratulations! No name! Jan! Congratulations! The copy of Chronicles of Light is yours! We will get in touch with you over on the Discord. And also, I make no promises that it will happen, like, within a week. I will be off next week as well, so we'll make sure it'll get to you and get done, but it may take a week or two before it's sent out. I also am really bad at remembering to send out mail, so hopefully I'll make sure not to let it fly by too long. But yeah, congratulations, and also, you know what? You guys are all lovely in that you guys are going immediately to congratulate him. Yes, Ray will remind me. Yeah, oh my god, yeah. I don't think Jan was assuming that they were actually, they were gonna win. Most people, you're like, no, I'm not gonna win until you win, and you're like, oh. But yeah, actually, if so right now, we don't have any, we got funded for our next project, which is to make Deadpool a cryo costume. So I'm currently working on that. No promises that it's gonna be right away or immediate, but especially we're gonna get it done. But the other thing is we don't have a next project. So maybe one of the things I'll consider doing is making the next funding goal something about like maybe buying a bunch of Chronicles of Lights or Encyclopedia Eorzeas, and then potentially doing raffles for people on the Discord or whatever, because I know a lot of you guys either don't have a lot of resources or could really benefit from that. We'll figure something out. But if you have any recommendations for future funding goals, I would love to have it. Right now, I've kind of I have most of the gear I could possibly need thanks to you guys. So I really can't tell you how much I appreciate that, and it's still weird to me to be like, oh wait, no, I have the stuff I need. Huh, weird. But if there's things if you guys want more of the drunk streams that me and Naniri and Issa did, or there's stuff that you would want to raise for us to do, or stupid shit like me wearing a maid costume for a stream, or stuff like that, I'm happy to do it. You just gotta let me know if you guys are interested in it, because I'm not gonna assume anyone gives a shit about that unless you tell me you guys want it. But yeah, so Chronicles of Light, that's taken care of. We will get that out to Jan. Yeah, maid costume. Yeah, I mean, I'll do crazy shit. If you guys want me to do really weird and crazy shit, I don't know, I can't even think, but if you have weird stuff you want me to do, I don't know, do a stream blindfolded or something, I don't know, I'm just coming up with stuff. I'm happy to have that happen. It's fun for me to do weird shit if it makes you guys laugh. It makes people laugh and engaged. Again, because attention whore, but also because as long as I'm suffering for other people's amusement and everyone's enjoying it, having a good time, it's a good time. Hot tub stream. I don't know that we can get enough money to necessarily get a hot tub stream going, but I guess I could try to we could get money for a kiddie pool. Put it with warm water. Could do that. Do P5S with the monitor off. I feel like the main thing that would get me is crunch. Him trying to nom on me would be the main thing that I would struggle with there. Do MSQ with the maid outfit. Yeah, I mean, if we want to do an episode of the MSQ where I do a maid outfit, we can definitely do that as a thing. P8S blindfolded. I won't clear. I'll play it. I'll absolutely do it, but I won't clear. Elio, make sure you sign the book. Oh, well, Jan, actually, Jan, it's your book. Would you like me to sign it? Because if so, I would absolutely love to sign it. That's a weird thing that I never thought I would actually get to do, but yeah, if you want me to not mar it, I totally get it. I don't live in the U.S. If the shipping is too expensive, I completely understand if you can't send it. Well, Jan, we'll figure it out. We'll check. Worst, if it's if it's $5 or $10 or whatever, we'll worry. We'll figure it out. If it's absolutely not a problem, maybe we can replace it with a digital item or something. That reminds me. For those of you who are aware, they changed the system of gifting. So now there are very few items in the store that you can now gift to other people like you used to be able to. That includes minions. We raised about $50 a little while ago that we were going to do a minion giveaway, but they were revamping the system. So we were like, oh, okay, we'll wait till that's up. Well, now we can't do that. So we have a couple options. I can either take that $50, put it towards another one of the next reward structures, or especially because it was a giveaway, one of the things I could do is I could buy a bunch of jet black dyes and stuff, and those things that you can give away, or items like that, and then we could raffle those. We could I'm happy to find a different way to solve that, but you'll have to let me know what you guys want. Hot tub stream, but in game. So many good location choices. Yeah, just going to all the different hot tubs all over Eorzea and savoring and tasting the lovely different stuff. How about saying I love it? Okay, cool. Yeah, then yeah, I totally will do that. I can make hot tub room in the FC, RP Chronicles with the Elio. So we just do me going into the hot tubs, and then I just read chapters from the Eorzean archive, or not Eorzean, from the Encyclopedia Eorzea, or I just we go to one hot tub, you go to the firmament, and I start reading one short story. I read Horsefont's short story. Then I go over to Kugane, and I read one of the Stormblood short stories. Then I go to the FC, and I read one of the Shadowbringer short stories. It's just, that'd be a trip. Yeah. Just jump from Kukune to Firmament to Lakelands. Yeah, exactly, Silver. You got it. Yep. Off topic the entire time. I've been waiting for Q and Ultima's Bane. Yeah. Well, if you're waiting for Q in Minstrel's Ballot, you're not going to get anyone. Because people don't do Q for EX. If you want to do EX, you need to do Party Finder. It's a pretty standard thing in 14 that if you want to do EX content, you want to go to Party Finder and then create a group or join a group. Otherwise, you're gonna have people who are probably gonna be a little annoyed at you. Just be aware, because you're asking people to go into EX content who may get it for roulette, who are like, wait, we're doing what, and are not prepared and don't know the fight or the guides. And EX is not the same level of difficulty. ASMR Chronicles from Elio itself. White and red, a flurry of petals falling upwards into the sky, like rain returning to the clouds. Please come back to me, Father, please. Incense and unguent. I can't breathe. She waited for the telltale rise and fall of his chest. Eyes closed, he looked as though he were asleep. Almost. I'm not ready to say goodbye. Okay. When I think of kiddie pool, I think of Dashka. Just make a ball pit. Yeah. As far as I know, the only way to get EX trials and roulette is mental roulette. Okay, cool. Damn, then never mind. Then you're probably good. You'll be good then, Tail. I was wrong about that. But yeah. Okay, I got Jan. We address the minion thing. I mean, mentors don't really want to do Ultimate's Bane either, to be fair. Yes, but also if you're doing mentor roulette, you don't get to choose. Like, to me, as someone who does mentor roulette, if you're doing mentor roulette, you're there to help. It doesn't matter. Like, that is the thing you pay to do the mentor roulette. It is not there so you can go get your chocobo mount. You are there to help other people clear content or to learn content. Like, that is the role of a mentor. It is not a crown for you to look pretty. It's a crown for you to help other players. But also, Jade is totally right, and fuck, I would be annoyed as shit if I got that as a mentor. I'm totally, yeah, but yeah, you'll get it a lot faster, and you'll get people to do it with you if you just party finder people, and people will be a lot more excited to do it with you as well. Michael, good to see you, glad to have you. We are logging off soon here, but I literally just unlocked Eureka today, but I had known about the stream, I would have joined the fun. I'm Rogan and loitering right there. Oh, hey. I would say, Andros, that makes me think of Power Rangers in space. It actually makes me think of, because, as we all know, I always have to have random props from things. I thought of Power Rangers in space, which made me think about how I have the Silver Ranger morpher in my, desk over here. Oh, has it run out of battery? Oh, damn. But good shit. There are folks in the Discord who would be more than happy to run through it. Yes, don't forget, if you're not part of the Discord, I mean, Ray Ray was with us today, so she wasn't able to do all these announcement things. By the way, thank you for usually doing those, Ray Ray. As well as thank you, V, for helping out, and Isa. But definitely join the Discord because you can talk to people about lore, talk to people about 14 in general, just kind of socialize with people if you want to feel like you're part of a 14 community, and especially one that's not incredibly large, but also is very friendly, but especially if you want to do looking for group stuff. We have a looking for group channel, and you can just go in and be like, hey, does someone want to do Eureka? And you can add LFG in there, and you will probably find at least one other person who'd be like, yeah, I'm down to do that. Power Rangers, but not Star Fox. What about Star Fox? What does Star Fox have to do with that? Oh, because of Andros, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess, yeah. I really wish Eureka synced you up to 70 like Baja does for 80. Well, but the thing is that, like, the fundamental thing you're doing in there is supposed to be, like, experiencing, like, an 11 style combat, not combat, but, like, content. So it is about going from the bottom up rather than assuming you're at a certain, like, skill level. I mean, like, but I guess you have your abilities anyways. So, I mean, the thing is you are effectively synced to 70 because you have your skills. The difference is just that you are having a different additional, like, power scaling on top of it, but, like, grinding is kind of, like, part of how, like, it was designed for. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I would be more happy. I would enjoy that more, Jade. I mean, so, like, but it would, I mean, like, philosophically be literally the thing, not the thing that they're going for, but yeah, I prefer that too. Thank you, Ray Ray. I'll definitely join the Discord then. Yeah, I definitely I recommend it. I mean, like, obviously, yes, I'm gonna self-promote the Discord because I benefit from that. But I will say, no, it's been really lovely to watch you guys this whole thing grow more and more and more, and for like to know that if I'm like trying to level samurai for MSQ, I can just toss a looking for group in there, and one of you guys will likely help me. It's weird when your brain takes you to weird topics. You go Google it. For some reason, I looked up Nen from Hunter x Hunter while looking up 14 monk stuff. Yeah, different cross relationships. Me being social, never. I mean, I would point out that you're socializing by saying that, but hey, what are you gonna do? I mean, also you can just lurk. I mean, like plenty of people just lurk. There are people in this stream probably right now who were lurking for a lot of this stream, and I can tell you that because they did not say anything until they told me their name for the raffle. Burger King crown for a reason. I still think the mentor icon should be a watering can. Oh, Tam, that's a lovely idea. I do like that. That'd be great. Yeah. I need to take a break and eat before other stuff. Yeah, me too, Isa. So I'm gonna have to get going a little bit here, please. Soon. Sadly, there's been much less Graha lately. There's been no lack of Graha love or Graha emotes. And besides, hey, Abby, good to see you, glad to have you. See, exactly. See, Abby hangs out with us quite often, you know. But sometimes people just wanna lurk. So, but speaking of Graha, I'm just gonna show this and not explain anything else. Also, for those of you who were around for the recent Urianger cosplay, if you enjoyed that, let's just say I'm working on my Shadowbringers cosplay currently, and let's just say there's a specific hint to it in the background. Can you spot it? Shadowbringers cosplay is coming. Although we may have, I still need to raise money for the rest of the parts of that potentially. So, I like to paint and lurk. Well, I can tell you, as someone who like listens to other people's content or stuff to fall asleep, or like second monitors it, or like loves to like relax and hear people and stuff, I can tell you, like, I deeply appreciate the idea of like if you like lurking, if you're here lurking, I appreciate that. Like, I mean, yes, like numerically, YouTube getting views and stuff, and like, yeah, all that's good. That I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna pretend like, yes, more viewers. That's not helpful for the algorithm and the like. But more than that, it makes me happy that I can provide something that's either fun or interesting, or at the very least helpful or relaxing or distracting if you're anxious or what have you. Glenn, good to see you, glad to have you. Yeah, I'm on Mateus. Yeah, well, we're on Crystal Curl, so you can always come hang out with us over on Crystal Curl whenever we do content. Speaking of, we always have Monday and Tuesday are my MSQ streams. We're currently in Stormblood. Wednesday is new videos. Thursday is me and Aniri doing our Final Fantasy replay. We're currently working through Final Fantasy 2, and we'll probably wrap up probably not next week, but the week after. Friday is Lore Book Club over on the Discord, where last week we talked about Sylvie Subterrane, but usually we do go through the Encyclopedia Eorzean. Saturday is community streams like today, and Sunday I ostensibly have off, though I usually either work or sit in this chair and filled with existential dread. You know, the usual. But next week I'm actually going to be taking off for the first time in forever. I think the last time I took a week off, it was because I was sick with COVID. But so I will be off, but I will be doing Monday and Tuesday MSQ streams this week. I just won't be doing the other stuff. I believe Issa will be taking over for the community stream though. Time for me to go to sleep. You're up time, so good. Yeah, it was great to have you, Percy. Have a good sleep. I see the hint mayhaps. Yeah. Of course, Sora. Yes, Smol. Yes, the Keyblade. That's obviously what I was referring to. No, I'm actually going to do Atris from Mist and Riven. Clearly, that's why, you know. Obviously, the reason I was going to take my Mist book and... Keyblade. Sabotender cosplay. See, but Jade, I would absolutely do a Cactar or Sabotender cosplay and would love to do it. However, my sewing skills are not the best, and I would want to do like an actual mascot outfit of that. So I'd have to raise the money to do that, and that's like you're looking at quite a pretty penny there. And I don't want to put like a $500 to $1,000 goal in for the stream just to like make people pay for my Sabotender cosplay. But I'd love to do that at some point. Maybe one day if we get the channel making a little more money. I think every streamer, regardless of platform, is contractually obligated to love lurkers. It's true. It's absolutely true. Yeah, I come by to bug T-types via DC travel from time to time. Yeah, I usually the stream going while writing papers. Love the discussions. I've been lurking for a while myself. Awesome, Jan. Well, I'm glad that perfect time for you to hop in, right, with Chronicles of the Light and stuff. And how that all worked out. The good old existential dread. Always leave the room in the calendar for dread. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm high energy, and I especially do feel high energy and well. Like, most of today, I have been last night, I was in a really bad funk, and like, I feel a lot better during stream. I'll probably crash afterwards, but maybe it's part of being the performative aspect. Maybe it's partly, being able to like have people I'm engaging with. There's the thing I'm doing. But, there are a lot of times where, like, the 2 hours before stream, I'll be, like, sitting here, like, at my computer trying to do some work for the channel or something, and I'm just, like, I got nothing. But then by the time the stream gets going, I do feel better for at least some of that time. So I appreciate that, so thank you for that. We always do lore videos. Yes! We also do lore videos, it's true. We do lore videos every Wednesday, and Ray does great work on them, and I do great work on them, and they are good times. And if I had not even just more time, but like less mental health struggles all the goddamn time, I would definitely get a lot more of them done. But I am excited to be doing more and more of them. So I've got like 20 videos I want to do. I still want to do all my lyrical lores, and a lot of that stuff will be coming out. It's just a matter of time. Can you play Mist on that? It depends. If it's an LCD screen plugged into like some kind of Raspberry Pi, I would have to check actually how it's fundamentally built. I bet you could play Mist on that. Yeah, especially if you're playing 1997's Mist, or 93, right? Because Riven's 95, I think. So 1990, because no, Riven's 97, Mist is 95, if I'm not mistaken, or 93. Mist 1993, yeah, and then Riven was what, 5-ish years later. Riven 1997. Yeah, correct. So yeah, you definitely could play. I bet you could play, especially if it's like a Raspberry Pi. You definitely could play Mist on that. Now he's doing a triple triad card, so it has to be one of the only Godbird. Yes, you know it. I'm gonna be working out hard, and I'm gonna be doing Godbird at some point. Honestly, if I got in good enough shape, I would absolutely fucking do a Godbird cosplay. You bet your sweet ass. Raise your hand if you heard the linking book vroom noise just now. I mean, I got Riven on launch in 97, and I was 12, and it was the first game I was really hyped about. So the first time I played Riven was 99, because I was 4 years old. And I have the Riven key somewhere, or the Riven like dagger somewhere over there. Riven, if you want to understand like my sensibilities in terms of like world, like just like imagery and stuff, like, oh god, Riven and Mist are fucking phenomenal. Riven is the like one, like, because Mist is so like an prototype to so much of it, but like Riven is just so fucking good. Oh, I actually really love Mist 3 Exile as well. I think Mist 3 Exile doesn't get enough appreciation, especially with some of its views like on Amateria. No, yeah, Riven's a fucking phenomenal game. And I highly recommend you play it if you have the willingness to try it out. I would also say if you have VR, Mist on VR is really good, and you should check that out. And Riven VR is coming out. If you haven't heard about it, there's a thing called the Starry Expanse Project. You should definitely check that out. It is a team has been working on porting Riven into VR and to make it work and build it from scratch while making it incredibly authentic for years now. Wait, there's a time before the 2000s? No. That was the dark time. For the Empire. I wonder how many crunches I have saved up on Twitch. Yeah, well, you could definitely use them on Issa, because Issa will probably be streaming on Twitch. I was too afraid to play Riven. The fact that there was like other characters and it scared me too much as a young gamer. It's funny you say that though, because there really aren't. Like there is the FMV people that show up in like 3 instances of the entire game, but it's actually completely devoid of people. But you know, even those few instances may have been what it is eerie. There is like a melancholy eeriness to the atmosphere of it all throughout the entirety of that game. So I totally understand. Sky Skill Tool perfected. Woo! Awesome job, Silver. Oh yeah, Exiles underrated. Yeah, Exiles is really it's quality over quantity, and it is a really good game. I didn't even need to box the camera like that. Those FMB people scared me. Yeah, I get that. They are a little. That whole thing can be a little nerve-wracking. Though if you like puzzle games that are inspired by that sort of thing, but you know maybe Mr. Riven wasn't your thing, there is also The Witness. It's always worth checking out. Or there's also Abduction by Cyan, the same people who made it. They're also working on a new game called Firmament, I believe. But yeah. Now that I've gone on that giant ass tangent and turned this into a just chatting stream. Riven is full of conspicuous lack of people. They're creepingly absent in every corner, and yet so often on the periphery, like when you're in the village of the Denis, right? Or technically they're not the Denis. It's the of Catherine's people. I'm forgetting their names, but like yeah, you know, there's almost a release of tension when you finally get to the moment where you're meeting Gen and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. And also, Riven still looks really good. Like it's pretty interesting how good that game looks despite being well over 20 years old, like 25 years old this year. But yeah, I'm gonna head out. I've got to go do raiding, and I've got to make sure that I eat something before I do that. But thanks all for hanging out. I will see you guys on Monday and Tuesday, hopefully. Kadao, we should definitely talk about Riven and Mist and stuff sometime, maybe over in general in the Discord or something. But I would love to. I don't know enough people who are also big fans. But I will see you guys on Monday and Tuesday if you're there. Don't forget that we will be off next week. We may have a short on Wednesday. Depends on what me and Ray manage to get out. But because I'll technically be off. Issa should be doing, I believe, the Saturday community stream and may have a replacement for Lord Book Club. But yeah, this has been lovely, peeps. Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for streaming. Yeah, always great, guys. Have a lovely rest of your, what day is it? Saturday. Well, rest of your weekend, yeah. Cheers, everyone. And Jan, we'll get you the book. We'll definitely get you the book.